This is the One Piece Podcast, episode 917 for the week of Monday, May 4th, 2026. My name is Zach, and today, Sam Leach will be joining us. He's not here yet, but hopefully he will be. But until then, I'm joined by our official archivist, Ken O'Connor. How's it going, Ken?
Hey, Zach. Happy to be here for this very interesting episode this week.
Yeah. So Sam is way behind in the anime recaps, and I've been not giving him enough of a hard time. So here we go. We have 8 episodes. I don't know how many he's doing today.
It's going to be 10 total. We have the last 5 Egghead to cover and the first 5 Elbaph to cover.
And I've watched the first 5 Elbaph, but probably by the time Sam is done taking his notes and everything, I will have been asleep for many hours. Or he will be doing it in a future week. So we don't know as we sit here today.
Yeah, I watched them all today in preparation because I wasn't sure how far we were gonna get, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to cover all 10 in one go. But we're gonna give it our best shot. God damn it!
They're all beefy episodes, although
they are.
Yeah, I was gonna say being in the Lego Kingdom, but we'll talk about that when we get there. I'll just say, still, I've been enjoying the One Piece anime. I have not watched this one yet because they come out now like Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, yeah.
Yeah, so it like completely messes up for me my schedule. I'm watching them before the show, but we'll see. I'm curious how that one looks like it's going to be good.
It was very good.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm ready to get out of Block Kingdom, and we were only there for like 3 episodes, so. Which is exactly what I said in the manga too, so that's fine.
They got through it pretty quickly, all things considered. Like,
yeah, no, they did. I was just since I don't know if I'm going to be on the anime, Steven mentioning. I mean, spoilers if you're not caught up with the anime episodes we're talking about this week from last week, but the whole thing with the bunny, I think I'll just say. I think at the time it was like left up to like kind of your imagination as to what exactly happened, but they really talk about it a lot and then show the bunny and then show the skeleton of the bunny.
Yeah. They show like the flaming melted crater of like the Lego blocks and just the skeleton there, and there's a slow pan. It's kind of horrific.
Yeah. I mean, it like goes to show they really like in the manga you're like you don't really know what color everything is and you don't really know what you're looking at as much, but god damn, they really should have known that they were melting plastic pretty quick and figured out at least that. But anyway, this week we're going through all of those episodes of the anime that we'll find out in a moment. I don't think we have pieced together, so we are going to do a lot of tournaments and popularity polls, and there's a lot to talk about on that end, which we'll do, I guess, in this intro segment. But before we get to that, patreon.com/One Piece Podcast, news stickers. I think the Lego Nami and the Luffy Give a Hoot Read a Book with Biblo.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, there we go. Oh god. Almost that would have been
bad. that was the previous one's pull that tied, so for the next 2 months we're going to send out those stickers as the 2 winners separately.
Correct. What other podcast things are happening? Opla is, I don't want to say like on hiatus, but we might have one more episode in this season depending on how things go, but if you haven't, please check out this season. It's like some of my favorite interviews we've done, particularly I'll just name them all. Aura, Rob Coletti, Mark Haralick, Brandon, Sean. I'm gonna that's not I found out I was naming the person from
Hot Ones.
I don't know why. Sean Evans, because it's Murray, right? Brandon
yes.
Murray. Yeah, okay, I remember. He's great, too, and we also had him on the main show, so, extra shout-out. Also, Michaela Hoover, which you can't forget.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of really good, guests this time around. Wasn't as many as compared to the first season, but the ones you got, all excellent interviews. I had a great time listening to all those.
I mean, the first season was during the writer's strike, so we
right.
That's what the second season was all like. Now we could talk to people from season 1, which is really this is really our second season. But the first half of the first season, I'll say, was all. But
gotcha.
They're all amazing interviews because they're like the executive producers and showrunners and all of that. So if you haven't listened to those, please do. But yeah, no, I just send out the requests and see who bites. And there's some who did, and it just the timing didn't work out. And I think it's pretty common knowledge at this point. I think they have mentioned they're back in South Africa, filming. So they're not really on the publicity tour at the moment. So we're also going to take a break from Opla for that reason.
It's going to be great though after season 3 is out, because so many of those actors and characters will be done. Like they're out of like the spotlight of the show for a while, and they'll be much more available to like hopefully come on and talk about things for season 2 and season 3.
They'll age up for Skypiea in season 4. They'll have to have a time skip.
They find a way to bring. Okay, Vivi, you're coming with us for season 4. Come to Skypiea with us.
Why not? Well, no, that doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense at all, no.
Because they have to have the arm raise thing. That's not going to work. They're not going to be able to do that. Vivi has to stay behind. I'm sorry. Vivi fans. I mean, she'll come back eventually in season 50. Yeah, Netflix is known for having that many. All that being said, yeah, please check that out, our latest episodes. But I want to talk about, what do you want to start with? You know what? Everyone loves the term midterms, right, Ken? Doesn't that only bring you excitement and like ease of mind? Either you're thinking of midterm elections, which are so fun, amazing, they just fill you with something, or you're thinking midterm exams, which somehow equally dreadful.
As someone who still has like nightmares of like high school and like college and like, oh, I've got to take a class the entire semester, like the idea of like midterms and finals still
all the time.
Why does everyone have that same nightmare? It's so weird.
Well, I'll say in law school, like I was there during Hurricane Sandy, and it was like remote learning before really, like it was, because this was a while ago. Yeah. I mean, like we had Skype, we were doing the podcast, so obviously there was stuff that was happening, but I wasn't on that. But for that reason, I get that nightmare a lot, because it's like, oh, I just forgot about this class all year, and now I'm gonna get it. Yeah. Anyway, not to give everyone anxiety here, but you all forgot that class. Every single one of you listening, you got an F. I'm sorry.
So about these midterms.
Oh yeah. I want to talk about the results. We could just go through it. We're waiting. We got time. I'll say before we get into the interim or the midterm results, there was a lot of festivity around this, considering it means absolutely nothing at the end of the day. I mean, like, obviously it means a lot to when our like Lupship beards get through, and that is the official term.
Absolutely.
Here, at least. But the official One Piece website / Twitter account did mention that the characters that rank in the top final results, I'm reading the Google Translate if that's not obvious. So the top 30, I believe, get a drawing from Oda of some sort. The top 50 get a One Piece card game, I assume a card, or a special card for it. The top 30 get merch at the Mugiwara store and elsewhere. What do you call what are the little, like the bean looking plushes?
Oh, like the Tsum Tsum looking ones?
Is that what it is? Yeah. The ones
that's what Disney calls them. I don't know if they have another name.
Like they're like, they look like they've been rolled in sushi and their heads are sticking out of one end. Are you looking that up?
Yes, I'm trying to find if there's a name for it.
As well as other merch. I mean, they list like POPs, the Brown Presto Crane Game stuff, Ichiban Kuji, Bounty Rush.
It's a lot more than the first
figure arts.
It's a lot more than the first popularity poll, because I think then it was only the top 10 got figures, the top 20 were drawn in a big color spread, like our
And
the
the top
illustration.
15, the cool thing for this one, I don't know if you saw this, is they will have an eye catch in the 2027 season of the One Piece anime.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know that. No.
Yeah. Which, you know what? Why not? That's pretty cool. So look forward to Rockstar getting his... That would wow. Wow.
There's
We'll
a
talk
couple
about
on
it.
here.
We'll talk
I'd
about
be very
it.
surprised.
The one other piece of news I did want to mention, which is I should have mentioned it first, is that there's a One Piece fan event that's going to be in Los Angeles August 25th and August 26th at COSM Los Angeles, which I believe is like this. It sounded like the Las Vegas Sphere-esque kind of thing. They have like an area for this. Sounds to me, having been to one of these in Japan, this sounds to me like the traveling shows, the One Piece Grand Arena Tour. Like that's what it sounds like. Like,
Okay.
oh, they have blow-ups of like cool things, and it's like an immersive or whatever they call it experience. It doesn't sound like a convention, as you would think of it. There are some stage events, it says, though.
It's like the stuff they bring to cons, though, like the big inflatable Luffys and whatnot.
I am guessing that.
Okay.
Because they have like areas you'll explore, and it's every arc, basically. Well, not every arc, but most arcs. Although it's out of order. Why is Impel down at the beginning? Anyway, that's gonna be, as I said, August 25th and 6th at the COSM. I don't know if that's pronounced differently than that. Los Angeles, in Inglewood, California. Okay, now that wasn't an ad, but it felt like one. There's a ticket lottery. Otherwise, I'd be much more excited. And also, I don't think any of our crew is like, it's a midweek con in LA, and I think we work. And stuff,
Watch no one go to this. It's just
Jill,
it's like
I could see Jill doing it.
I can see Jill.
Because like Jill will be like, dude, I gotta call out today. I gotta go to my One Piece convention. I'm trying to, and her boss, who she got into One Piece, would be like, yeah, okay, that sounds reasonable.
Yo, can I go with you?
No. Okay, but yeah, hopefully I have always wanted. I mean, there was the Kaizoku Con, right? There's something like that in Florida, but like just like a One Piece convention, but like a convention, but like One Piece is the center of.
I would love that, but I can't imagine that coming to fruition here for some reason.
I said that like 10 years ago for many reasons, but these days,
oh yeah, now it's much more popular nowadays, so I could see it has a better chance of happening, but still, I can't imagine what that would look like for us.
Yeah, I mean, have there been any conventions just about one series? I mean, like Trek, like Star Trek is one that comes to mind.
Final Fantasy just had a big convention in California this past weekend.
Metal Gear Solid, I know, because Maddie goes to that.
That's a smaller one, but yeah, Metal Gear has its own one.
It doesn't have to be big.
It definitely happens.
Con, as I said, I don't know much about that, but I do know that they have that. So I
would
know
love a
someone's
One
yelling
Piece
at me.
convention, though. That sounds great.
Yeah, let's do a New York, Ken, the two of us.
That'd be great.
Call us.
we can rent the Javits Center, right? We can totally fill that.
Who is it? The people who do Anime NYC or something? Give us a call. We'll get you all set.
That'd be smart though if they did a spinoff, because they've abandoned their November convention. They moved it to the summer. If they did a November One Piece only anime convention, that would probably work. Honestly, all jokes aside,
it would. I don't know if anyone's listening. The problem is with these things is, will it be as popular in a year? Because it takes that long, probably. Probably. I mean, it's been around for how long?
I think One Piece is on the up and up, like every single day at this point. It feels like,
yeah,
for good and bad reasons. Sometimes
for good and bad reasons. Actually, this is a good moment to. I'm just really trying to stall before we get to the results. If you haven't watched a friend of the show, Jeff Thu's video, I don't know if you had a chance to, but it is One Piece related, about certain bad actors trying to, I mean, we've talked about this kind of with like the One Piece card game, just like the amount of
I know what you're talking
insanity,
about.
but also it's been happening with the manga apparently, but Jeff does a really good, I want to say takedown, but like dissects like what exactly is going on. I think it's.
I need to watch that. I haven't watched that yet. That sounds good though.
Yeah, even I'm getting into YouTube essays. It's bad. Oh
no.
That means they're officially out. I'm sorry, folks. You shouldn't really be listening to this anymore. Cool people don't. Okay, now we could get into the results. Maybe. I should probably pull them up. Do you want to? Are we going through all of them? I mean,
do you want to go through all 100 or like? Because
I do want to talk about some of these.
Yeah, like the top 30, it's all like, okay, I can see why that character's in the top 30.
Yeah, the top 30 isn't surprising for the most part.
Yeah, there's one or two interesting ones in the top 30, but it's mostly.
Let's do it.
Okay, so
because the bottom are the interesting ones. Let's be honest. All
right,
Josh, don't take that out of context. Yeah, but go ahead.
Starting at 100, we have Panda Man, which honestly I think is very fitting for him to be on here at all.
Yeah, and it's the cool looking Panda Man. According to this. By the way, I am so curious about everything below 100, way more than I am above 100. Just give me like 300 to 101, and that's all of them, isn't it? Are there more than 1,000?
There's more than 1,000.
Last year. Senor Pink too high at 99. I mean, too high.
Yeah, but I always try to think, what are these actual, like, are these actual popularity results, or like people like, oh, it's Senor Pink, the funny guy with the funny flashback, let's all vote for Senor Pink.
There are, and I could say this because we've had many of them on the show, there is a Senor Pink fandom out there.
Yes, absolutely.
There are people who do genuinely like. I think Senor Pink is fine. I think he just was not utilized the best, and his flashback is not as moving as people think. I think it's actually kind of funny in that the Senor works at a bank. For those who remember our discussion about that. Anyway, you could go back and listen to our episode from whenever that manga chapter came out in 2013, maybe. Who's next? You could tell us, Ken.
98 is Damalo Black, aka the fake Luffy.
That's
who's now
right.
The fake kid in the manga. And then like here's the thing, like then we have like 97 Stussy, which feels way too low for how much like everyone loved her during Egghead to be one spot
above. It's recency
above.
bias. That's why. I mean, the opposite of recency bias, because it's been how many years ago was Egghead at this point?
Oh, don't remind me how long it's been since Egghead ended.
Yeah, it's longer than you'd think.
Yeah, it is longer than I think. But I don't know. I felt like Stussy would have been higher, even because like the anime, I feel like gives a little bump too. Well, like look at like 60. Like we're jumping around a little bit. Like 61 is Joy Boy, and I feel like a character we haven't
don't spoil me.
I know, but like a character we haven't seen who
we'll get there.
That silhouette they have is the end of Egghead. Like, okay.
But Stussy didn't really do very much. It was actually extremely disappointing how little she did, considering how like fun her power could have been and like her backstory.
We'll see more of her though, because they let her go. She's out there somewhere.
I'll do the next one because Iris is, I think, trying to get in the back there. Yeah. So this one's just for Brodsky. I believe exclusively. So Brodsky's obviously been using bots for number 96, which is Hongo. Can you tell me anything about this character besides that they are on Shanks's crew?
Not really, no. That's about as much as I know about them.
And like, that Brodsky's obsessed.
They're the doctor of the crew, and that's the only thing. And they're the one that gave Bartolomeo the poison to give to Luffy. And that's really all I know about him.
That is, he did do that one thing.
So
and
like
he was in Film Red briefly, I think.
Yeah, like the Film Red, he showed up in the anime again recently, but like again, none of the red hair pirates really do much besides.
No, this is obviously a contingent of like the One Piece community that's very vocal, like the same people who are voting for that fly from Alabasta.
Fly from Baratie, you mean?
The Baratie, you're right.
Yeah, it's Bocce.
Did I say Alabasta? Bocce. Okay.
Yeah.
I got the name right and the arc wrong, so I'm halfway there.
You knew he was a fly.
Rebecca's 95. No one cares. You could go.
Dr. Hero look at 94.
That's Opla in my like. Some of these are Opla, and that one is definitely. I mean, deservedly so, but Opla.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of these on here that are all like very Enies Lobby coded and Water 7 coded too. Like, okay, I think that like that arc just being so beloved carries a lot of these characters forward every time.
Yeah. What I mean, I'm again not incorrect, but yeah, why? I don't. Like, what is did something Impel Downey happen recently that I'm forgetting about?
I don't know.
All right, you could go.
Yeah. I'll just read through these if you want to stop me at any point, and
that's
we'll
probably
talk
a better
about
way to do it because I could also just
Yeah. 93 is Ivankov. 92 is Pell, who should have stayed dead. 91 is Scopper Gabon, which I'm surprised he's this low.
Yeah,
again,
Gabon's amazing. Your system already has failed. We're already stopping and talking about each one. But Gabon's the best, and he should not be this low. I agree.
90 is Iceberg.
I'll tell you right now, Gabon I like more than I think everyone else on this page, minus 1 or 2. Like,
I would agree. Gabon I love a lot, so I am surprised he's.
I would vote him higher than a lot of these folks. Not all of them, but a lot.
90 is Iceberg. 89 is Miss Golden Week. 88 Laboon. 87 Fujitora. 86 Gaimon, which I'm happy to see Gaimon actually this high.
That's retribution. I don't know what to call that. That's like the return of the oldies. Like at least the first generation of One Piece fans are able to get their stuff in there with Gaimon. I feel like that's yeah.
85 is Lilith, which I think is too low. 84 is Helmeppo. 83,
which I think is too high.
83 Caesar Clown.
Too high.
82 Sparrow, who should not be on this top 100 at all.
No, I don't understand. Even be in the top 1,000. I know we've had the voice actor for him on, but I'm sure he would agree that he should also be hated and not beloved. Also, the spelling is...
Oh, yeah, it's like...
What's the opposite of a chef's kiss? Raw. Perospera. It's bad. It's bad.
How do you like your steak? Raw.
I like your perospera.
Perospera. Ew. 81 is Karoo.
Who likes their steak like that? I want it glazed in candy and uncooked.
There are people who like steak, like, barely touching the grill. Like, I don't know. There are people like that.
I just realized we have no episode image for this, and I haven't even asked anyone. And now I just want to ask someone to draw a candy-coated steak that isn't cooked. I don't
know. 80, we have Shushu.
You said Karu, right? You didn't forget Karu like the live action forgot Karu.
No, we said Karu. Okay. 80 is Shushu. 79 Penguin. 78,000 Sunny. 77 Monet, who is dead.
Why? Yeah, lots of dead people on this. we'll get there. Yeah.
76 X Drake. 75 Diaz Drake, right?
He's Latino?
Sure. 75 is Spandam. 74 is Kiku. 73 is Koala. 72 is Tashigi.
I'll say, so what a contingent. Like, Koala and Tashigi, I feel like, are the same kind of person. Like, as a fan of both myself, too. Like, that feels... Although Tashigi is also for the oldies, I think. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Tashigi just hasn't been, like, I don't say relevant too much recently, or had enough, like,
no, she absolutely is not. No, I mean, she was in Opla, which might be why she's even this high. But she's great, and there's, like, definitely this fan base for her, you know?
Yeah. 71 we have Reiju. 70 is Big Mom.
Way 69... too low. Big Mom should really, and I mean this very sincerely, should be in the top 15. Like,
she's probably one of, if not my favorite, like, antagonists in the series. Yeah. Like,
she's really good.
Great.
Especially when you get to some of the people we're about to get to, and Big Mom criminally low, in my opinion.
69 is Odin. Nice. That's fitting.
Nice. Yeah. Well, is it?
68.
He's dead. He's dead.
He's dead. Basil Hawkins, also dead.
Also dead. And also why? Why is he this high?
No,
he is
no one
by
likes
far
Hawkins.
the most boring supernova, and somehow Diaz Drake is below him. Which, like,
I don't understand. I don't understand that. I wouldn't think
Shushu should be above Hawkins. I think that is a absolutely objective fact. That I'm sorry, Hawkins fans, Shushu is better.
Like, it's cool when he turns into a scarecrow, I guess, but is that worthy of being this high in the list?
Yeah, his power's fine.
Yeah,
it's kind of he's like no. I'm not going to argue with the next one because Josh will.
67 is Paulie. 66 is Ulti. 65 is the Kung Fu Dugong.
Look, I love you, Kung Fu Dugong. You should not be 65.
You should not be 65.
I love the hell out of you. But first of all, you are a group of animals, not a single Kung Fu Dugong. There are many of you. I don't know which Kung Fu Dugong made it to 65.
In all fairness, in our polls, we have the Satanists, which is all of you guys. It's multiple people.
Yeah, but we shouldn't be held to the same standard as Shueisha in putting together the WT100.
You're right. 64, we have Shirahoshi. 63, Gunko.
Saint Mayer Gunko.
Saint Mayer Gunko.
Too high.
Too high. Like above, like, again, we can go back and forth all day comparing, like, above this character,
just
below
too
that
high.
character.
Just too high.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. I'm not saying anything else specific about Gunko, but too high.
Yeah. Again, going back to the recency bias, with some of these characters, they're so new, too. It's like, can you really say that this character is this much better than that character?
I'm not saying Gunko isn't interesting, and I understand why people like the fact that she exists, especially without pants, because there is that contingent. Or the dichromatic folks, heterochromia.
Heterochromia, yeah.
That I get. But
I think we'll like her more.
I don't know.
We'll like her more after her flashback with Brooke, probably.
Or hate her more. But that might still,
more.
To be fair, hating a character also is a feeling that could bring them up on the list.
Correct.
I
absolutely.
get that. Like Spandam, for example. No one likes Spandam. And if you do, check yourself in.
Well, people do, because he's here. So
no, I know, but he's great as a villain.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
62, we have Kaido. 61, Joy Boy.
That's ridiculous. We don't even know his real name or what he looks like or who he is.
I think people got really happy the fact that they had the original voice actors in both the English dub and the Japanese dub portray Joy Boy. I think
it's just obviously they're important to the plot. Obviously they're like this big deal. So I'm going to vote for them.
Emmett pulled the hockey loop on the rope. Like, there's a lot of Joy Boy stuff going on right now that everyone's very happy about.
Yeah, but do you notice who's not here? Emmett.
Yeah, that's kind of criminal.
I
loved Emmett. He was great.
Replace Joy Boy with Emmett and you got it. That's fine.
Yeah, that's actually fitting, I think.
And also, Emmett's adorable. Like, you made a giant robot who's lived 1,000 years really adorable, which is, I think, anyway, go ahead.
Number 60, we have Killer. Number 59 is Pudding. Number 58 is Gecko Moria. 57 is Dragon.
That's criminally high. Moria's too high. I think that's just because of the recency bias, since he kind of came in the SBS and
everyone loves him now because
everyone loves him because he's Kozuki Moria. Yeah,
Kozuki Gecko Moria.
If you don't know what we're talking about, good for you. You're in a better place for it.
You've avoided the most. Not
to say I dislike Moria. I think he is a perfectly good villain. I just don't think. I
just want to see what Oda's doing with him, because again, they freed him from Blackbeard's Island, and we haven't seen him since. Yeah. And what is he saving him for? It's got to be something.
And wasn't he supposed to be dead too?
Yeah, he
escaped. He escaped. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. He quote unquote died during the Paramount War, and then we thought he was dead for a while. Then he showed up on Blackbeard's Island. Then he got captured. Now he's freed again.
Yeah, what's he up to?
Yeah, he's got all this stuff going on, but it's not amounting to anything.
Hmm.
57, Dragon. 56, Izo, who is dead.
Yes.
55, Beppo.
Who is
50
on a loser island, but he's not dead.
Yeah, that he's still swimming with Law's dead body on his back.
Wow. Wow.
54, we have King, aka Albert, is his real name. 53, Ben Beckman.
Ben Beckman.
Too
Yeah.
high.
No,
Ben Beckman's too high.
Ben Beckman is there merely because of the way Kizaru says his name.
Exactly.
That is the only reason he's there.
It's
But
too
you know,
high.
for that one, I will allow it. Because
Okay.
Kizaru does say his name. Fantastic. It's just fun to
But
say
then
and
put
listen to.
Kizaru there.
No. It's Ben
Okay.
Beckman. I can't do it. Alex, I know can, but no,
Ben
it's too
Beckman.
high. Obviously too high. But it's funny.
52, Bartolomeo. 51, Gold Roger or Gold D Roger. It's where they have Gold D period Roger and then Gold Roger underneath it, as if like people don't know at this point, but whatever.
Well, you might know him as Gold Roger, but his name is Gold Roger.
Yeah.
D is the middle name.
50, we got Blackbeard. 49, we have Emu, which it's just funny having Emu and Blackbeard back to back like that. It's
It looks
those
like
are-
he's growing out of Blackbeard's head in this because the pictures are
Oh yeah, he's stacked on top of each other.
just
Yeah.
stacked on top of each other. I forgot who pointed out how adorable the little emu silhouette is there. He looks so little and pathetic. Now, I mean, emu I get because not only is it recency bias, but he's like kind of the thing that's happening right now in the manga as this vote is going on. So
I don't know if it's because of the podcast or not, but I love this emu silhouetted form.
Yes,
I feel
yes.
like we have had so many good jokes, so many good episode images. Like
Yes.
we have gotten so much out of this form of emu that like I like the new design. Like the new design's cool and whatnot, but like if we could go back to emu classic, like this weird shadow Coca-Cola bottle form.
I think emu classic absolutely still exists somewhere.
I hope we see more of emu classic. 48 we have Kaku. 47 we have Akainu. 46 Eneru, which
wow, yeah, no, that's great that he's that high. I'm surprised.
Yeah, it's still the only cover story character not to come back into the story yet. So.
It's gonna happen.
And a handy day
the
now.
later it happens, the bigger it's gonna be.
Yeah,
potentially.
45 you got Bonney. Oh, this is nice. Bonney and then Kizaru right next to
yeah,
Bonney.
that's really nice.
Yeah, that's great.
Didn't Kizaru try and kill her several times? But whatever.
Yeah, but they were friends at one point.
They had a pizza party, and that's
They had a
what
pizza
matters,
party.
yeah.
Really stretchy, weird, cheesy pizza.
Actually, the picture of her, like, it's the one from the, is that Supernova color spread, right? Or something? They had that Supernova, maybe it was something for Jump.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Anyway, that's the most normal looking pizza I've seen in the series, so that's all I was saying, yeah.
43, we have Rayleigh. 42, Saint Figarland Shamrock. Why is he up here?
I think it's unfair, I'm going to say this, to have two Shankses in this list.
Yeah,
And-
Shanks' family is taking over the polls.
Is Figarland Garling in this too? I hope not.
No, but we'll get to Uta in a little bit, and Uta is technically Shanks' daughter.
I'm glad other people also don't really care about Figarland Garling because he is stupid. I'm the only one who thinks that apparently. But yeah, go ahead. Look at that hair though. Look at those locks. I mean,
yeah,
that's the
he has
reason.
crazy long hair.
Yeah.
41 is the Going Merry.
Good for
40
him.
we have Kuzan.
Criminally
joined
low.
a-
Also, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
I'm a Kuzan.
I feel like if this was at, like closer to that chapter he had where it was him and Garp during the flashback, that would be pretty good. 39 we got Kobe, which actually is fitting him next to Kuzan. Look at this, all three of these. Look, 38 Garp, 39 Kobe, 40 Kuzan. That all works together for that little like trio there.
for the moment.
37 Cavendish. 36 Rockstar.
That's the only. Is this the only person from our Gleb Shitbeard bracket that has made it onto this? I think so.
I think so.
So
Yeah.
maybe we should really be putting our weight behind Rockstar as well. Like, pile on.
Like, does the whole world understand the rock star bit? They must at this point.
Maybe there's another thing. Maybe there's another joke. But for those who don't remember, back in 2009, 10, we were making the jokes about Rockstar is like, hey, everyone, you know who I am. I'm Rockstar. The newest member of the Red Hair Pirates. Everyone knows about that. Anyway, the end result here is 36, which is pretty crazy. I don't.
Yeah, it's again like higher than Emu, higher than Big Mom, higher than like some of these like Rockstar. Like, it just does not make sense.
No, this is the whoop slap of this list, I think, so far. So, I mean, I definitely want one whoop slap. I want Oda to have to draw a character he does not care about. I think that is only fair for someone who's given me amazing manga every week for 27 years. He should draw someone he doesn't want to draw. What's next? Next up, 35, Whitebeard.
Who's also dead. 34, we got Smoker. True.
Who's not dead, but we haven't seen him in a while.
33, Bon Clay.
Not dead.
32, Vivi, which should be higher. Should be higher.
I think she will be in the next one, because I feel like she's about to become relevant again, especially if you watch this week's anime episode.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was this week's. I'm sure she's coming back soon.
Yeah. 31, a member of Cross Guild who did not make the top 30, Mihawk.
Whoa.
He's ranked below there.
Whoa. Can't believe it.
But that still a good place though. Like for him.
Perfectly fine. Okay, top 30.
Okay. Top 30.
Well, why don't we take a minute? We'll come back with the top 30. This is just going to be our whole show, isn't it?
It looks like at this point.
We'll be back in a moment. Hey everyone, we had to take a break because we have Steve Yurko with us. How's it going, Steve?
Hey. You talking about some sort of world top? What's going on?
What?
It's midterm season, Steve.
It's midterms.
Did you study?
Midterms. Everyone's favorite.
No wonder
word.
why I got my ballot in the mail.
And I wrote Perospero on every one. I misspelt it. It was spelt with an R-A-W at the end for some reason, but
it makes it look more authentic.
Yeah.
Yes, and for people who don't know, these are the midterms. Stay in line. You still have a little over a month to vote. If you are in line, stay there.
It probably doesn't.
I'm doing the hand thing again. People will never see this because we're an audio podcast. But I keep doing the Steve chop, the Yerk chop, or something.
The Yerk chop.
I'll have some Perospero raw steak with a Yerk chop on the side.
A Yerk chop salad.
A Yerk chop salad. Steve, though, well, first of all,
it's steak and salad.
It's
don't start. Oh,
sorry.
Stupid
no.
God.
So, Steve, I was going to ask you. You did get to do some One Piece stuff this week. We talked a little bit about it before. I don't know how much you want to talk about it here.
I don't think we should derail the conversation.
Okay, we can talk about it.
We should stay on topic. There's always another opportunity to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm here to talk about tops.
Okay, let's talk about tops. No bottoms this time. Go for it, Ken. All you.
All right. Coming at number 30, we have Jinbei. Followed by 29. You think Jinbei higher?
Don't you, Steve?
Just get through it.
Okay.
No, we've been going one by one, but okay, fine.
Oh my God! So this is gonna go like 5 hours?
We did 100 through 31 in like how long?
You should do what the video did, the stream did. Just like go through like 10 of them and then kind of just talk about them.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
So
wow, I'm just steamrolling, coming in here and be like, no, this is what you guys should do.
No, it's a good idea. Let me name 30.
We were kind of killing time, you know. I mean,
let me name 30 through 21.
Read 30 through 21.
Okay.
I think that's
number 30, Jinbei. Number 29, Carrot. Number 28, Katakuri. Number 27, Marco. Number 26, Frankie. 25, Eustace Kid. 24, Doflamingo. 23, Buggy. 22, Kuma. 21, Loki.
Hurts.
Steve.
Hurts that Jinbei and Frankie are not in top 20.
Or top 15, even. I mean, I guess that's asking too much, but...
Carrot has dropped
the kids are saying, bro, who is he? We'll get to that later.
Who is he?
Carrot has dropped a lot from the last poll.
Sorry, I don't know how much Delaney edits, but at this point, my audio on the podcast now is just... It's like Tomodachi Life. There's this character just coming in here and saying hello.
I'm Steve Yurko, and I'm here to say I made Delaney's job harder in a major way.
They're not coming through.
Podcasting.
Should I steamroll this?
Can I say
Please.
one thing? Can I say one thing for the podcast? I have to have my opinion now.
Yes, that's... Yeah.
Corazon and Sabo or Usopp, fucking crazy. Fucking bullshit.
Yes.
Uta over Usopp is crazy.
Yes.
Can we have some decorum in here? Some decorum in here. We didn't even get to them yet. You're spoiling. You're spoiling.
Delaney, all right, just censor me.
No, Delaney's like, no, I'm leaving all that in. Yeah, door slamming, all that stuff.
Well, now that
Just
you've done a
chaos on my
Delaney
end.
impression, it is 100% staying in.
Yeah, now it's going
Yeah,
in.
you
Sorry,
have just
folks.
sealed it. Yeah. This list,
I'm not
29 through 30
Yeah.
through 21 is what we were doing. Yeah.
Not surprised, like Frankie is like a lower tier popular, lower tier in popularity with Straw Hats if you're not including like Mary and like Vivi and all that. Jinbei I felt like was higher up than
Me too.
Frankie last time, so this kind of like, oh dang dude, what happened?
Yeah, I don't know why Frankie and Jinbei. I mean, I feel like Frankie's been more relevant in the story recently.
Just recently,
I mean, recency bias is usually a thing, as we'll go through, but
Marco's too high. I don't know why Marco's this high.
Marco's too high.
I'm not.
Do you
want to
give
like
Vero
old
some
man
headphones?
Vero, do you want a podcast?
I wanted to know where Buggy was.
Okay.
Is Bucky too high?
Also, no.
I thought Buggy would be higher.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. Yeah.
I think, to me, none of this is surprising because a lot of these characters...
Look at all the tongues on that page, though. Loki, Buggy, Doflamingo. Sorry,
a lot of tongue.
A lot of tongue.
With the exception of Loki, all these characters are reoccurring, and these are pretty familiar. Like, they're familiar with ranking pretty highly, but I think the biggest surprise out of all these for me is Kuma. Kuma at 22 is crazy.
You think too low or too high?
No, I'm just surprised that he was ranked so high.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's what
says a lot about the strength of
the story.
Yes.
Well, it's interesting with him at 22 and Bonney down at 45. So
it's a dad's story. It's not. It's not
Yeah,
a kid's story.
It's not about the kid.
It's not about
It's
the
not
kid.
your turn.
Yeah, if there's one thing about fatherhood is that the kid doesn't matter. It's about
Even though
the dad.
that story was all about doing everything for the kid, it's still about the dad.
It's just about the dad. It's that selfless person getting the attention they don't want. It's that kind of thing. I think Kid, Marco, and Carrot surprised me the most from this, as to how high they still are. I mean, Kid's dead.
Kid is dead.
Carrot hasn't been in the story in like 3 or 4 years, and Marco hasn't really.
She was on the cover story last week, of course.
Yeah, Yamato was on several.
But Carrot's drop though, because Carrot was in the top 10 previously during the last poll. So the fact that she's dropped down to 29 is just it's a big drop for me, which makes sense.
The last World Top 100 that was like before Wano ended, right?
Yeah, before Wano ended.
That was everyone's like,
I have to look,
Greg, explain to us. Why is Carrot so popular?
They're called furry, sir.
Yeah. It's like, explain to us. Like a child. So, like, none of these characters being in the top 30, besides Kuma, is all that shocking. Loki, I don't know how much got into, like, well, we'll get into this in a bit, but there's always arc recency bias. I'll never be like, oh, what's wrong with people? I'm like, no, I've been around a long time. I remember the popularity poll that followed shortly after Shibondi, and Kid and Law were in the top 10. So
yeah,
like, no surprises here. I would have thought Buggy would have crapped the bed.
He would,
but
he would.
thought he would have. I thought he would have cracked the top 20. But
yeah, I'm a little surprised about that too. I think this is more deserving. I think like this is a good spot for Buggy. Like, where would you have put him on your list, Steve? Like, I'm not asking you to rank everyone, but like if you had to give him a number.
That's getting into all like where I'm placing everybody else, but
yeah, I guess that would be more of
I
the
feel
issue.
like he would have been somewhere between 20 and 11 for me.
Okay. I mean, that's not that far off. Doflamingo is, I don't understand why he's still so high either, now that I'm thinking about it.
I don't like Doflamingo.
You guys sound like boomers. I don't understand. We'll save that. I'm sure they'll be complaining about some other characters.
No, I understand. I just don't agree. Maybe that's more of the way to put it.
To me, it's crazy that Eneru ranks so high.
Yeah, we mentioned that.
We
yeah,
love that, though. That's kind of great.
Yeah, we do love that.
Yeah. No, you got to understand, that's not coming from a place of complaining. It's just like, that says a lot about that character when we haven't seen a lick of him in almost 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, because that's like when his cover story was going on through Thor Bark. So about like 18 years, I would say.
It's before we did the podcast.
That's a lot of.
I think there was that
one 20 almost.
Yeah. There was that one reader request of, I think, him riding a big cat. I think it was the last time we saw him, like, drawn by Oda.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah. I would say he's like 1B OPP, 1 year before One Piece podcast.
Oh, yeah. That's how I measure things. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right. But that's pretty crazy.
I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to say, but
yeah. I think
I'm not surprised at all. Disappointed, that, Jinbei really dropped, like the fact that he's less popular than Brook is crazy.
When I say I don't understand, it's not that I don't comprehend as to why someone did it, and I will say if I don't, but it's more that like in my wildest dreams I could never have done, I would never put these characters in this specific place is what I mean, or this is way higher than I would ever think too. Ken, go ahead.
All right, the next 10. Number 20, Brook. Number 19, Rob Lucci. Number 18, Perona. Number 17, Yamato. Number 16, Usopp. Number 15, Crocodile. 14, Sabo. 13, Rosinante. 12, Roxy Zebek. And 11, Boa Hancock.
Hancock is finally out of. Was Hancock in the top 10 last time?
She might have been.
She's always been very
What's a
popular,
midterm? It's a midterm result, so stay in line. These aren't final.
Stay in line. Well, let's get the elf in the room out of the room here.
Where's Zunisha?
Rock's ranking super high. If you would follow the social media team and then posting their weekly like hot, 5 in each like region, Rox was cracked the top 5 in like Africa and the Middle East at least
many
like
weeks,
a couple of times. I mean, good for the people that use words like hype and goat
or
all the time.
Farmer.
God, we sound like old miserable people.
We are.
No, it's just like damn, like
yeah.
People are all about that. When me, I'm like, when are they gonna get back to Harold, who's not anywhere?
He's dead too. They're all dead.
No,
how many of these
like
characters
nowhere.
are dead?
Yeah, we were commenting on how many of these characters are actually dead, and they're still this popular.
I just meant like Harold's nowhere in sight.
You're right.
In this 100.
Oh yeah, but his son is.
But
I was
his
following
legacy is, yeah.
I was following the post, so I was not at all surprised by Rox. I think the biggest shocker, and with Lucci too. Lucci, like when Rox wasn't ranking high in those like regions, or it didn't have an uptick in votes, which I don't know if you guys explained, but when they post those every week, it doesn't necessarily mean these are the top 5. It's more like these are the characters that are getting like a huge upswing in votes this past week. Lucci was another character. If it wasn't Rox in that position, it was Lucci. But wow, Lucci being more popular than like Dofi is kind of crazy to me.
It's a good point. Yeah.
Do you think it's the Egghead recency? The fact that he was such a big presence on Egghead?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, if you asked me this, like, even after Dressrosa, I think Lucci currently is a more engaging character than Doflamingo is currently in the story.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, so I don't think that's, like, if you're just looking, like, meritocracy, like, do they deserve to be, like, I think Lucci does deserve to be over Doflamingo, just, like, looking at it like that.
Coming out of Egghead with kind of, like, his... Especially, like, I was watching those episodes recently with him kind of... I don't know, he's always kind of showing some signs of I don't agree with everything the government's doing, but then he's just like, well,
it's my job.
Here I go killing again. Yeah, it's my job.
But I still think it's like compelling, like that. Yeah, go ahead, Steve. Sorry.
I think, but the biggest shocker for me of all of this is Rosinante ranking higher than Sabo is nuts. Like I would have thought Sabo's had more development than he's ever had recently, or just say maybe more interesting things to do lately.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can't beat a good flashback character, and I don't know. And then there's like those clown people out there, which is but like I don't know, like hot clown, I guess. Well, people find Buggy hot, but like Rosinante's got that slight bit of clown thing that people are into. I'm saying weird stuff.
You are. I was gonna say something, but took a step back, letting you do your thing there, Steve. You were talking about hot clowns.
Rosinante's also a great character. That's who
he is. He is a genuinely great character.
Law's like, popular. Yeah. Rosinante is popular too.
Well, like, who's the highest flashback specific character who's like below him? Like, you'd have to really look. I know like Dr. Hero Look was in the 90s, but is there like anyone
else?
Like
Kuma counts, but
no, but he's in the present day a ton.
It's interesting too that in the last top 100 poll, Rosinante came in 13th place too. He's in 13th place now. He has not moved.
Wow, he's holding that spot.
Yeah, it must be the same amount of people doing the same exact, like they're staying in line, and they will.
Like just as a refresher, for the last top 100, the top 10 were Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Sanji, Law, Robin, Hancock, Carrot, Ace, Sabo. So a lot of those, like those last 4 have already been knocked down to a lower position since last time. Which is interesting.
Gone up.
It's just the midterms. This could change. I think the highest, the highest flashback character is Joy Boy, I think, at 61.
That doesn't count.
I mean, we've never seen him in the present day, and
he's still a silhouette.
He's dead. I should say the highest silhouetted character is Emu.
I would say like Hero Look, I guess, is probably.
I think you're right. I don't think I saw anyone above that. It's a good Oden. Oden.
Oh, Oden.
Yeah.
Yeah, at 69. Anyone? Okay.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah.
Penguin. I guess Penguin has more going for him than Shachi, I guess.
Yeah, poor Shachi.
People can spell Penguin.
That's what it is. That's what it is. It probably is.
Brooke made it into the top 20. Brooke being above Frankie is crazy to me.
I am happy that Brooke is getting some recognition. I'm upset that it's at Frankie and Jinbei's expense, but I am happy he's there.
Yamato staying, pretty close.
Where was
Yamato was 11th last time, so they dropped to 17th.
Okay.
which isn't bad. I'm still happy to see him in the
Midterms.
top
Midterms.
20.
Midterms.
Yeah,
Midterms.
midterms. Stay in line.
Stay in line.
Stay in line.
Stay in line, Ken.
Well, if anything, this reinvigorates me to vote because I was doing consistently voting every single day, and I dropped off the last couple weeks. But now I'm like, all right,
Oh no, I thought you were the one.
here's like I missed one day, and then I'm like and then it all kind
I
of like
missed a few days. They'd be like, "Oh, I'll do it in a bit," and then like the whole day goes by. I'm like, "Oh shit!"
exactly. As soon as I missed one day, I'm like, well, now I have the perfect record of every picture for every single day, and now it's going to be incomplete, and I kind of fell off a little bit. So
Did
I'm
you
a
think
bad
of
fan.
time traveling?
It's not Animal Crossing.
My votes are just getting thrown away. So
Yeah. That's the way to do it.
I have had voted for Kaku a few times.
Oh, what
so
about
it's
Rockstar?
kinda-
What are your thoughts on Rockstar being at 36? Steve.
Well, Rockstar made it to the 100 last time, right?
Did he?
Yeah,
Let
I
me-
remember because I
I'll
did like
check.
a long time ago. I did like a tier ranking.
Oh,
And I remember Rockstar being there.
I guess for the Glup shit beards, he's got a lot of shit beard.
So, yeah, it seems like the meme votes this year are him, Damala Black, Spondum.
Rockstar
Spondum?
was-
Maybe people just
Rockstar
like
was-
Spondum.
Rockstar was
Ben
66
Beckman.
Nobody
last
likes
time.
Spondum. I like
Ben Beckman, I feel like is I'm sorry.
Ben Beckman's not a meme vote. Ben
Hongo.
Beckman's cool.
Hongo's
That's a
meme
Brodsky vote.
That's a
He said
Brodsky.
like
It's
a
a
line.
specific. That's enough to give you merit to be in the top 100.
Well,
I'm not saying
Rox-
Ben Beckman isn't cool. It's just he hasn't done enough to he shouldn't be in the top 100. Like objectively speaking, I get why he is there, but Kizaru's saying
when
his
you
name.
look at all this, I mean, you could argue that with so many of these characters, so we don't have to get into.
Yeah. Okay.
semantics
What's
there,
the top? What's the top?
All right.
Next.
The next 10 through 4, we have Chopper at number 10, Uta at number 9, Shanks at number 8, Ace at number 7, Robin number 6, Law at number 5, Nami at number 4. And if you want to finish it off, it's Sanji, Zoro, Luffy as
What?
third, second, and first.
Wow, that was
Surprising no one.
There was no drama in that at all. Steve, what are your thoughts?
I think the last time, the last time I think the World Top 100 happened, I don't think Film Red had come out yet.
It had not, no.
No. Uta's too high. What is going on? Uta's barely a canon character.
I
Why
kind
is
of
she
like the
even
Uta.
here?
I kind of like the Utas this high. It's kind of good. It's weird. I don't know why, but I kind of like it. At least it's shaking it up.
Her popularity is gonna it's definitely gonna exceed just like the purpose of her character for that film. Like it was definitely, this was a character invented like, oh, you could do so much with this outside of the story. So I think that's why she's just appealing, because like Vocaloid VTuber stuff is really big. That's One Piece's version of that, even though she's a real person. It within the context of the story, but Uta being there does not surprise me.
And not
Not at
surprising. Shocking, not surprising, maybe is the way to put that.
But the rest of this is pretty straightforward, I think, especially if you've been following week to week. But Chopper getting in the top 10, good for him.
Yeah, I think Chopper should. I think Chopper should be
I felt
higher.
like he's
but
done nothing noteworthy in a long time. But
He's adorable.
The last big thing he did was cure the ice oni virus. I
I know,
feel
and
like
the Opla, there were definitely some big Opla boosts here, and I think
Oh,
that's a big
absolutely,
one.
yeah.
I think
Think so?
that's yeah. Well, like Dr. Hiralik being there at all, I think I don't remember where he was.
he's
in the
always
previous-
been.
He's always
been the one.
high.
he
but
he
not
was
that
60.
high, I
He
don't
was
think.
67th last time.
Oh, so he went down then.
He was one below Rockstar. Rockstar was 66.
There were
So
some others.
Rockstar has gone up and Hiralik has gone down.
Smoker and Tashigi. I don't know if they're usually where they are, but
Smoker last time was 27th.
Oh no.
Tashigi. I don't see. 38.
Oh wow. Okay, she took a
Wow.
nosedive then, if that's the case.
Yeah, the
Shushu
top-
from the manga, from the live action, right? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, like the top 10 isn't that it's the everything below 20 is where the most things have changed. Like Shushu
Yes.
was number 100 last time, so Shushu has gone up.
Why is Shushu stocks gone
I don't
up?
know. I don't know why.
Okay. Well, I mean, the top 3 don't
There's just gotta
surprise
be
me.
just a lot of like fan communities out there that kind of just rally.
Actually, the top.
Our problem is we're not like-minded. We all have
that's the problem.
different favorites.
Yeah.
That's
Can't
the
agree
problem.
on one glup shito to just
Oh,
send.
why don't we do our Glup Ship
yeah.
Beard thing quick, and then I'll let you guys get to the anime, unless you want to do that later, Ken.
We'll do
That's
that.
up
Do
to
that
you.
after. We'll do that. We'll do that after.
Okay, we'll do that at the end. Let's get into whatever Sam has planned. We'll see in a moment. Congratulations, Luffy, but stay in line.
This is the anime recap for episode 1151, 1152, 1153, 1154, and 1155. And 1156, 1157, 1158, and 1159. And 1160.
Stay in line, folks. It's still going.
Stay in line.
All right. I apologize for letting the anime recap episode stack up for so long. They released Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku on Dragon Ball Fighters, and it just kind of ruined the whole schedule. Yeah. So 1151. We're finishing off the last 5 episodes of Egghead and the first 5 episodes of Elbaph. We are starting with 1151, Her and Her Father's Dream, Bonney's Free Future, and I went ahead and I tallied like which manga chapters are being adapted, and I was surprised how even at the end here, they were pretty regularly doing like 2 chapters per episode.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're 1151 is chapters 1118 and 1119 entirely, with a few sweet scenes like swapped around between them. We're getting the usual like montages of everybody kind of reacting to the Vegapunk feed. We got some Kaku urging Stussy to leave without him. He's trying to be a real hero about it. Luffy and the Giants successfully make it back to the Giant ship, the Great Eric. And Luffy reunites with Oimo and Kashi. And they're like, oh, long time no see, guys. We got Doll and Bluegrass have been hit with Bonnie's powers, and they're turned into children. With like Bonney like kind of squat on the edge of the ship, kind of taunting him with her age-changing gun. And Luffy is helping himself to some of the Giants' food as Marcus Mars blasts at them while the Giants are defending with their swords and shields. But it still lights the boat on fire. And then as Mars is readying up another attack, everybody kind of stops in place because they hear the sounds of the drums of liberation, which obviously means that Luffy is going gear 5th. And it's the rhythm of the music is even getting the boat in doing a little jiggy, and it's like lifting up into the air. This is reminding Bonney of dancing with her dad, and they have a very nice, very like a charcoal drawing version of that memory. And like I think of like Luffy here when he's going buff, he's like that the SpongeBob anchor arms is what it reminded me of.
Yeah, he's a jerk and everyone hates him.
And then Bonney she's doubting herself, but she gives it a try. She gives his encouragement a try because she's like, "Oh, I'm not as strong as you. I can't do it." And Luffy's answer is basically like, "Oh, how do you know? Why don't you just try it?" And so this becomes a distorted future where I'm most free, and that is enough to give her basically a simulated version of Luffy's Gear 5 Nika powers. So now we got 2 giant Nikas in the fight, which brings us to the eye catch of the episode. We got quite a labored sequence of Luffy ballooning up and grabbing Marcus Mars and like hugging him closely to his chest, and then telling all his crewmates and Bonney to like attack himself. He wants them to attack Luffy, because I guess he's just gonna like absorb the blow and have that blow push Mars back. And so everyone's Sanji and Frankie and Bonney are all wailing on Luffy, and Luffy is surprisingly, he's all hurt by this. He's like, it hurts, and Bonnie's like, then why did you tell us to attack you? But Bonney is doing a super size Nika punch, and and you got like Bonney is like, her eyes are like popping out at Luffy reacting in pain. She's full on Nika herself. Yeah, so that's enough to send Mars just launched into the sky. Team Rocket blasts off again. Saint Jupiter, the big worm, is sucking in air and pulling all the boats off the shore towards him. And get just a really slick shot of Luffy doing an elephant pistol on him. And as War Fury is trying to headbutt the ship himself, a voice shouting "Joy Boy" emerges, and Emmett, the Iron Giant, it lifts out of the sea to clock War Fury in the face. We get some voices of Joy Boy from the past. In the Japanese version, it's Urara Takano, the original, the voice of Luffy in like the old like OVA pilot thing that they did with what was that, Madhouse?
No, that was Production IG.
Production IG, that's it. That's what.
Yeah. And now, like, it's been so long since this episode aired that now we have the English dub version of this episode, and it's voiced by Erica Schroeder, who was the Poor Kids Luffy.
Yep. I watched the dub episodes for the Egghead portion. So I heard Erica Schroeder. Thought she was very good. I like if she was allowed to just like kind of not be at a 10 at all times, like you could easily imagine her being in a Luffy role. And I like how Emmett in this ending part of the episode is just like I think it's mostly just the atmosphere, but he's like cast in Ava Unit 1 colors.
Mm-hmm.
But and the episode ends with Luffy stars in his eyes at the sight of the giant robot. 1152, Her Father and Mother's Legacy, Bonnie's Nika Punch. And this covers chapters 1120 and some of 1121.
Wait,
and
do you want to go through all of them first, or do you want to talk each one like?
I mean, like at this point, they've mostly all blurred together, so I wouldn't be able to really evaluate each episode on its own.
Fair enough.
So, like, just like whatever. If you have opinions, share them. If you have comments, share them.
Gotcha.
We can just do this. Like, I'm going to try to keep this at a nice clip because we do have a lot of episodes to go through. 1152, yeah. We begin with a flashback to Punk Hazard 26 years ago, and there's like a very heavy, like 8mm film grain effect on this flashback. He's discovering with a young question mark Professor Clover. He's like midlife crisis Professor Clover with the leather jacket. And the dragon that Zoro will eventually cut the head off of is a little dragon. And Clover is revealing to Vegapunk that his real name is Cloudy Clover. Dun dun dun.
Which our very own Alex Kazanis did not remember. But
yeah, it's funny how that just came up today, actually.
Avid podcast listeners should remember us talking about it because we kind of named an episode after it. And our very own Delaney even made a shorts video out of it. So check that out on our YouTube.
That Alex was in, too.
That Alex is in. And so is Sam.
Yes.
I was there. I remember it.
Mm-hmm.
We move forward ahead a little bit 22 years ago now on Punk Hazard. And a young Caesar Clown is ecstatic by the news of O'Hara getting blown up. He's like, wow, isn't it amazing that we have the technology to just wipe islands off the face of the map? And, we got a little scene of Vegapunk overhearing news of the sole survivor, Nico Robin. He's like looking at her wanted poster. Vegapunk visits Zohar's remains and cries over it, as we saw him do before meeting Dragon there.
His anime tears are insane. Like, he's openly sobbing. It was very, very overly animated, but I liked it.
Yeah, in the present day, Lilith is trying to theory craft ways of getting past V Nesturo with these cute little animated visuals of trying to get like the Sunny to use its Cont'd burst to get ahead. But Atlas takes this chance to knock Lilith out instead. She has a different plan, or a slightly different plan, I suppose. And you got like Emmett and Luffy doing like a Manzai bit where Emmett is calling him Joy Boy, and then Luffy like looks over his shoulder like, huh? Who are you talking to? Who are you talking about?
No, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, Emmett even like does like the Manzai like hand thing, like, I'm talking about you. The giants, I presumably everybody but Luffy is unable to hear Emmett's voice, so Emmett is speaking through the voice of all things. Just phenomenal animation as Emmett is like readying up a big rocket punch, but it like jams because he's all old and rusty. And then like Jupiter and Mercury are like crashing into him, so like you got the big worm monster like kind of squiggling down, but smashing into Emmett, and like just kind of like the way that the impact kind of displaces over through the worm's body is really cool.
Yeah, the entire Emmett fight is just really, really cool to look at and well done.
Mm-hmm. And Atlas is Chaozu exploding herself against Venus Duro. She gets her arm cut off. There's a very cool like sudden slow-mo shot of the Sunny doing its Cont'd burst and like blowing past Emmett and Venus Duro, and like the music just kind of cuts out and it's super dramatic. And then Atlas's explosion, it creates a big gust of wind that's able to catch on the Sunny's sails and push them further, and that's the extra push they needed. So York is under the impression that she's the only Vegapunk now. Luffy is slapping Saturn's pincers away from the giants and Bonney and stuff. And Bonney is, she's like a little kid right now, and she's kind of going to her mind palace to get the Gear 5 powers back out. And Vegapunk on the recording is continuing to talk to the world about how to keep in mind that the flooding that they're all going to experience or have been experiencing is a man-made phenomena, and that forces that be are trying to make certain races extinct. And there's like a montage of all the different kinds of races, like the Three-Eyed Tribe, or the Lunarians, or the Buccaneers. Bonney is talking to herself, saying like, I want to live for my parents because they were happy I was born. And that is a very beautiful moment. And Bonnie's having a memory of her as a baby, seeing Ginny and Kuma taking care of her and holding her in their arms and telling her that they love her.
Well, it's not really a memory; it's a made up, like that's what life could have been for her,
right? Yeah,
if they were all a family.
Yeah, it's like it's an abstract pseudo memory.
Yes,
so it's a distorted past.
Oh. Nice choice of words there.
I wrote bigNikapunchies.com as Luffy and Bonney are turning Saturn into Swiss cheese. This kind of feels like the conclusive like final blow against Saturn for the arc, and the episode ends with a shot of Kuma, who is basically like dead and unconscious / barely conscious, but he's smiling peacefully, happy.
That entire final sequence was so well done with Bonney. Like her transformation scene when she's like the little kid and like the smoke kind of blows past her, and then she's her adult form and it blows past her again. Now she's in the Nika form. And and then she's sliding on Saturn's like legs, like the vines from Tarzan at one point.
Yes.
Like there's a lot of really good stuff in that final little bit, and then just dismembering Saturn and ending on the to be continued was really powerful.
Yeah, and just like the whole relationship of like of Bonney and her parents, and like this sort of familial relationship that never was, and yet still they feel so bonded together as if they have always been together. I thought that was extremely well done. Really, I was extremely moved by that final sequence there.
That's a good punchy.
Episode 1153, The Upheaval of an Era. The Color of the Supreme King That Leads Luffy. And this is chapters 1121 and 1122. Vegapunk talks about Gold Roger. We're cutting around from scenes like Beehive and the Shanks' ship and Empty Bluffs. Vegapunk says, I don't know what the fate of the world will be, but I know who will decide it. It will be whoever finds the One Piece.
He said the thing.
He said the thing, and we get the montage of all the different big players who were meant to infer are like kind of the leading contenders for this title. And Kobe is remembering talking to Luffy about the One Piece way back in the day, except his memory is suspiciously manga canon now.
I thought this too when I saw that episode.
It looked and sounded so off. It was really weird.
Also, I think Buggy has a new dub voice. I think the guy who was playing him as a kid is now playing him as an adult because Mike McFarlane's been going through medical. I think so. Like I couldn't identify who else it would have been.
Yeah, unfortunately, because Mike McFarlane, if you weren't aware, he suffered. He unfortunately, some poor health and still dealing with that. So yeah, I sorry, I don't want to. I don't want to say the wrong thing of what happened to him. I don't want to put misinformation out there, but unfortunately, yeah. And he's still recovering, and thoughts go out to him too as well.
Absolutely.
I know, like his GoFundMe is always open, so if this is something you weren't aware about and want to help out at all, please look into that. Sorry, I was also looking up. I believe it was Clifford Chapin that voiced young Buggy in like the Oden flashback, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that right? That doesn't sound. Hold on, we can look this up.
I recall. Look, everyone, we're Googling.
Yep. It's Kyle Ignexi.
Oh, my mistake. Oh, that's what I get.
That's his, the wiki says that's who plays the young Buggy, but no name is given for like episode 1153 and up or anything.
I don't know why I thought it was Cliff. My mistake.
But I could tell it was a similar, but definitely not the same exact voice. Emmett finally gets jabbed in the chest before we can hear Vegapunk say what Joy Boy really is, and that cuts the feed. So the transponder snail that was inside Emmett.
I laugh so hard at the transponder snail dying because it falls over a little static and the biggest explosion ever. Like, wow, that's dramatic. And the eye catch happens and it just plays that scene again of the snail falling over and the explosion. And I lost it. I thought it was the funniest thing.
I like in the dub script, Usopp calls V. Nestero a geriatric demon horse.
That's great.
So yeah, Emmett is dying, and he's in his final moments acknowledging that Luffy is different than Joy Boy. He's like, I know that you're not exactly the same. I just I saw someone like Joy Boy, and I was so happy. He asks Luffy what his name is, and then Luffy shouts, "I'm Monkey D. Luffy. I'm gonna be king of the pirates."
You said the thing.
Yes, and Emmett is pleased by the D. Letting that hang.
This pleases me.
Emmett pulls out of like a compartment in his chest a knot, like a rope knot, and he unties it, and that releases a burst of Conqueror's Haki that is so huge that it, the elders get just kind of blown away by it, like they just completely disappear.
This hockey scene was terrifying. Like, it was so overly animated, and like the look on Luffy's face in that one scene was so like every line and detail on his face was like overly drawn. It was very like striking.
Is this when Emmett pulls the knot?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always so all over the place, or I should say, like, like, I think just One Piece in general these days, like, it's left to a lot of interpretation in a lot of different animators' hands, and some people really like this. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. It was definitely like a very
big feeling.
They needed a shorthand just to show, like, guys, this is big hockey. You have no idea how big this is. Like, even Luffy is afraid of it. And, like, I think the over animation is just trying to drive that home. Like, we don't really need it, but it looked insane. And just that scene just kept going for a while too, showing every single person pass out and react to it.
So we wrap the episode up with Emmett's memories of a discussion with Joy Boy, and the knot was something that Joy Boy had given to Emmett. He's like, hold on to this until the right time. It's a knot with the greatest hockey in the world. Episode 1154, The Truth Behind the Secret Plan. Vegapunk Claims Victory. And this is covering chapters 1123 and 1124. I get crazy, like, kind of diorama pull-out shot of all the different ships outside of Egghead as the giants are declaring victory. We got out alive, guys. Most of us. Luffy is thanking the robot, and Looney Tunes running through the sky back to his ship, or back to the Great Eric. We have a scene with Morgan's Vivian Wapple. We have a scene of Kizaru reporting back to headquarters, and Kizaru is asking Sakazuki, like, hey, have you ever killed your best friend? And we get like a cool collage of memories from like Kizaru's like first person point of view of all of his experiences on with Vegapunk and Punk Hazard and Punk Records and stuff. And we'd see a surprisingly emotional Kizaru, like breaking out in tears, saying, talking back to the Fleet Admiral, if you have time to doubt me, then come here and look at my work, you little shit.
That was great. He's standing on the ship and just everything is in fire and burned down around him immediately after they showed like what he and Vegapunk built together. And like it's hard. It was a heartbreaking scene. They did a good job with that one.
Like I'm not happy with what I did, but I did it. I did my job. How
dare you?
don't diminish like don't call me soft here, and it is enough to get Sakazuki to like apologize, like oh I'm sorry.
He's like, it's too late, just shut up.
So Sanji is with Vegapunk's body on the ship, and remembering Vegapunk's warnings. We get a series of flashbacks of like Vegapunk and several of the satellites, Pythagoras and Shaka. They're noticing the miscalculation in their power plant readings because somebody must have taken a portion of the Mother Flame in secret and fudged the numbers accordingly. And now they're catching the discrepancies that created. So they start snooping around, and after a week, Pythagoras has identified York as the culprit. And there's a really great illustration of the like when they're discussing the consequence of the Mother Flame being given to the government, and we see that like the big whirlpool hole that Lelouchia left behind. Thought that was just a really strong drawing.
I think this is also in that same sequence. He's talking about the five elders, but it's like this really stylized Like they're all like in black silhouettes, but their facial hair is all white. But Venus has no facial hair or hair in general, so his like sandals are white. I don't know why, but I thought that was very funny.
And then 2 days before the beginning of the Egghead arc is when they began their big recording, their big broadcast with that Vegapunk was preparing for the world. And then they lay down on their little science beds and delete their own memories, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind style.
Their learning beds.
Or their unlearning beds.
Yeah, good one.
Good one.
and Vegapunk, he wakes up from his memory wiping, and he finds a handwritten note he wrote to himself, and he's like, "Oh, you just had your memories wiped, but don't worry, it was of your own volition. You have many surprises ahead." And then, LOL.
LOL. And then they cut to like all the like it's like a recap, and it's Vegapunk reacting to everything. Like, what?
Yes.
What? Like,
I thought this was a really great way of just like quickly summarizing the arc of like their wide establishing shots of Egghead and like punk records and stuff, and it's just like people announcing like the Straw Hats have landed. What? CP0 is here. What? The Marines are attacking. What? Kizaru is here. What?
And it ends with like like it just keeps escalating. It's really funny.
And finally, the Straw Hats and the Giants all perform big toast on their way to Elbaph. Luffy is in his post his post Gear 5 mummy form, and I thought it was really sweet ending the episode with Sanji remembering like when they're escaping Egghead in like Vegapunk's little car, and Vegapunk has the little racer goggles on. Vegapunk is telling Sanji like, I don't know who's going to claim the One Piece, but I hope it's you guys. 11:55, The Promised Horizon. Off to the long-awaited Elbaph, and this covers chapters 11:24 and 11:25. And we have Frankie, Zoro, and Jinbei all convening and recapping their mission and kind of admitting that they more or less failed their mission. And like how Vegapunk was recapping things at the end of the last episode, now we got kind of Frankie recapping the similar challenges that they faced, going up against the Five Elders and an Admiral and CP0 and the Seraphim.
He's like listing them and counting them off. It was really funny.
Yeah. We have a flashback of from 200 years ago of Saint Saturn, who looks exactly the same, telling some of the scientists in front of the deactivated Emmet robot to do research on him for military purposes. And now he's kind of regretting this decision all these years later, because he's like, oh, shoot, that kind of blew up in our faces that we kept it around in it. And Doberman is now questioning Saturn on the validity of Vegapunk's message. He's basically concluding that, hey, you're not saying that Vegapunk is lying, are you? It sounds like this is inconvenient because it's all true, right? And then Saturn just zaps him.
How dare you question me? Like blasted through the door.
Yeah, and York wakes up and Punk Records is starting to float away. She thinks she's taken Edison out, but she hasn't. At Maryja, we got this kind of cool like tunnel. Like the camera is like kind of like the drawings of the Celestial Dragons are kind of like loose and playful and simple. But you got this kind of cool diorama effect of like the camera like pushing back one. You kind of see the next one lined up in the corner of the shot, pushing forward to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. And they're all complaining about the lack of food because the attack from the revolutionaries has kind of screwed their resources, and the revolutionaries are sabotaging their ability to ship more in. Figureland Garling walks into the Five Elders' office like he owns the place, and sits down, crosses his legs, announces himself as the new godhead of science in Saturn's place, and the other elders are shocked by this.
Because they're like, wait a second, but we have one. And,
but that
we're not the 6 elders.
If you're
here and I'm here, then that means...
Oh.
And yeah, Saturn on his ship is receiving his punishment from Emu, and he's just kind of like turning into squibbles. He's turning into like the dead people from the river Styx at the end of Hercules. There's this like a kind of organ chime that sounds very much like something you'd hear in Symphony of the Night.
This animation of him just like being tortured and decomposing is so fucking cool. Like when this came out, I remember seeing everyone post this originally, but like it's still like awesome animation.
Yeah.
And now Edison, Atlas, Pythagoras, and Shaka are now like one combined unit. Like we kind of have them like communicating in a void as themselves, and then like the camera kind of pulls out and reveals that like now they are basically just like one body with Edison as the head, Shaka's torso as the torso, Atlas and Pythagoras' arms respectively. Shaka accuses Edison of being jealous of his height. And they're in like it's like the robot equivalent of a changing room. Like there's just like all the robot parts and heads and stuff. You can see like extra York heads in case York needed to replace her head. And they're talking about like, oh, let's just destroy York's part. Wouldn't that be funny? And we have the Revolutionary Army discussing what they know. And Ivankov concludes that the building of structures like Tequila Wolf, and there's like other similar wolves like Bourbon Wolf and like I think Rum Wolf was one of them.
Yep.
Like they've been building that for hundreds of years because they were preparing for this flood that's coming. Lilith wakes up. I like seeing her without the jacket on. It's moe. And
yeah, I'm wow. Yeah, one of my biggest comments so far has been like, yeah, well, it's cute without the big puffy leather jacket on. But like also in the manga, it's just, you know, when you let little more like cute or comical moments happen, the characters are a little more they're like looser and rounded, like the proportions are a little more super deformed, and that's kind of how Lilith, I remember her looking here.
And yeah, so she wakes up and she's like, sorry guys, I need to cry, and then like just starts wailing, and then Usopp, out of sympathy for her, he's like, I wonder why they call you the evil one, and then immediately she's just like, all right, done. That was all the crying I needed. And then she starts to wonder, like, why am I so hungry? Oh, right, because I'm not connected to York anymore. So I guess all the other satellites never had to feel hungry simply because York was doing all the eating for them. And Luffy is depression eating. Chopper's like, he's only eaten 5 bunches of giant grapes. But then Lilith is trying to explain to them, like, okay, I know I was crying a second ago, but it's like not really that sad because we're not really dead. I mean, we're dead to you guys, but we're not dead to us, if you know what I'm saying. And they don't know what she's saying.
There's this one shot where like it focuses on Lilith's face, and her pupil gets like the anime shine over it, and you see all the other satellites in her pupil for like a split second. I thought it was really a cool visualization. Like they're all here, like they're all still inside me. Like we're all connected.
Yeah.
It's like the Avatar.
And now Luffy feels better, and he can banquet properly. And we get this great like bird's eye view of Luffy standing on the table, surrounded by like a circle of the giants, all like, you know, cheering to the sky. And we got Robin cuddling with Chopper, thinking about her soon-to-be reunion with Saul. That's a very sweet moment. Great, like, money shot of like of like Luffy, you know, with his mug in hand, like throwing it at the camera. He's like kind of posing in front of the sun in the similar way we're used to seeing Gear 5 Luffy pose in front of the moon. I thought that was cool. You know, you got Bonney cuddling with Kuma, and they're happy to be getting to see the horizon together. We finally did it, Dad. And we got a very nice orchestral "We Are" plays.
There's like a very small smile on Kuma's face too, like more emotion than he showed like the entire time he's been back on Egghead, which is great.
Uh-huh. And the end credits this time are like, it's not the usual ending. It's the same song, but they're kind of rolling the credits like it's a movie now, and we're getting like just a montage of all the memories of the Egghead arc playing before us. And there's and then we get a post-credit scene of a certain silhouetted man drinking on the edge of what we assume is Elbaph, clearly waiting for the Straw Hats to come. And he says, "Come on, you guys."
That's the end of season 1 of One Piece.
That's the end of season 1
It's been a
of
while
One
since I
Piece.
heard that joke. So,
All right. Any general thoughts on how this Egghead arc has concluded?
like, they really didn't kind of get. Let me rephrase here. Senioritis, I don't think was an issue here. They really put a lot of work into these last few episodes. And just like the big moments like hit, like Bonney and Luffy teaming up against like not only Marcus Mars, but Saturn as well, were so well done. And I enjoyed, well, we got like it's like, I think, we already missed out on all the, like we got like the latter half of like the broadcast here, and I always kind of get a kick out of seeing like all these old characters again. But I think I mentioned, so this is like a little off topic, but I think this episode was before, I forget which episode it was, but it's before the start of this anime recap. But there was one shot in Jaya, and I'm like, something about this looks very old school Oda. Like these characters, the way they're drawn too, I'm like, it's like, this feels like how Oda drew at one point. And I immediately go grab volume 24 and immediately find the panel, and it's the first panel inside the bar. And it's these same exact characters sitting at this table.
Yeah.
Minus they add some character in the kind of blackout where you see Luffy, Nami, Zoro, and Teach at the bar. I got a kick out of that. But some really cool stuff, some really great flexing of the anime. It really kind of felt like, it didn't feel like, I mean, they had the benefit of like wrapping up this story arc, so it truly kind of felt like a season finale than just it was like, oh, why are things so awkward? It's like, oh, the anime took a break during this time. Then again, I think they handled the last hiatus pretty well. So I think overall that like Egghead has been really good in the anime. A real treat, and some, once again, it's been like a cavalcade of animators with various styles. Your opinions on that may vary, but a lot of episodes felt like an event, and these were some great ones for sure. And I gotta finish watching these dubbed too.
Yeah, no, I pretty much agree with all of that. You could tell in like every episode they had a lot of fun with Gear 5, whether it be Luffy or Bonney. Like they added a bunch of extra, just little flourishes of like, like Luffy running around in the sky, Looney Tunes style, or at one point Bonney and Luffy were like two like colored diamonds, like little sparkles, like flying up into the air before they zoomed in to see like they were doing their attack together. It's like there was a lot of extra little flair that really made the end of Egghead feel really special. Even stuff like with like the Marcus Mars where Luffy blasts him off, like that scene didn't make much sense in the manga to me, and like the animators I think did a better job of conveying what was happening there. Like, okay, Luffy's pulling him in and the other three are pushing him out to like kind of transfer the energy. Like it didn't make sense much in the manga, but in the anime, like, all right, I kind of get it more here.
For me in the anime, that was like the buildup was so long. I'm just like, where is this going again? I don't even remember this.
Yeah, no, I remembered it. But I was like, okay, it didn't make sense to me. It's like, how are they gonna convey? Because at first Luffy's like jumping around the fire, like, oh, like I can take it, and like, what are you doing? And then, like, it takes a while for him to grab onto Marcus Mars and then pull him down. Like, okay, now it kind of makes sense. But all the elders look great too. Like when the elders weren't CG models, like when they were fully animated, they looked really good.
I think they were not CGI at all in these 5 episodes.
Oh,
to my knowledge.
they weren't, and it was great. The Emmett stuff was really good. I thought Emmett looked really great. The Emmett fight was well animated. His like impact, like tons of impact, like scenes where they got all sketchy or black and white or had things like really like just. Chef's kiss across the board. They did a really good job wrapping up Egghead. Like
oh god, why am I blanking on the animator's name again? Mr. Swivel Neck guy, animator when
Naotoshi Shida?
Yeah, Shida when Emmett comes out of the water. There was enough things in there. I'm like, this is Shida.
He's definitely he's around. He's always around.
Yeah. It's like, hell, I was even looking at the water. I'm like, yeah, that's Sheeta water.
Oh, speaking of the water real quick, that scene where Luffy goes Gear 5 when they're on the ocean and, like, the water turns rubber and everyone floats and bounces into the air for a split second and then turns into, like, a little music festival with all the giants real quick. Like, that looked like that happens in the manga too. Like, everything around him goes rubbery, but like they really overemphasize like the floating and just the entire ocean was reacting to Luffy, and it was very cool.
Yeah, I was very satisfied with these final Egghead episodes. I think they really hit the spot. I was really completely sold on the emotional payoff of all the Bonney and Kuma stuff. You know, and like even though we're you know, Egghead is not like a conclusive arc event of any kind. Like we're transitioning pretty fluidly into Elbaph, but like having the Bonney stuff as that anchor, as like something that there is a payoff for. I thought that really worked well.
It's how this arc starts and how it finishes, so I think it's only appropriate.
Yeah, and you kind of get this feeling of like, you know, like you're so happy for Bonney and Kuma, but you're also starting to feel bittersweet as the audience, as you're like, what's going to be ahead for like these final arc or two of all of One Piece.
They've really done it now.
It's just the strength of the story. Like, again, like the anime did a great job executing a really well done story. Like even all the shots of like after Vegapunk's messages are done and all the pirates are on the world, they keep like, oh, that means it's our turn to go find the One Piece, and they're all like invigorated, like, yeah, the world's gonna belong to pirates. Like they show like the different like cuts to different places around the world. Like that's in the manga too, but it feels so good here in the anime.
And now we finally begin the Elbaph arc. We have 1156, the long sought Elbaph, the reunion banquet, and this covers largely chapter 1126. And we have a memory of Luffy and Usopp on the Going Merry. This is a pre-time skip memory, probably like just like as they're leaving Little Garden. Luffy and Usopp are dancing and getting excited about the idea of one day going to this country of giants, Elbaph. And Oimo and Kashi are catching Luffy up that they, after Water 7, they went to find their bosses on Little Garden, and that's how they reunited with them. And Dory and Brogy were still fighting, and they were fighting with their bare fists because obviously their weapons broke, killing that giant goldfish. But that part is new to the Straw Hats. They did not realize that the giants were breaking their weapons to do that. We get some good Little Garden reanimation, especially of Usopp and Nami's time watching the giants. Sanji is excited to see some giant ladies, as you can imagine. The giants are explaining the powers of absinthe, which they call the Green Fairy. And they're like, oh, man, take a sip of this. It's pretty strong. You know, might give you hallucinations. And then that's enough to get Chopper to do a spit take.
It'll get you drunk.
Chopper's a big Moulin Rouge fan.
Brooke is like spinning in place and blood, and like, oh, I feel it. I can feel the hallucinations beginning now.
It's sinking into my bones.
And Luffy is like, Brooke, play some music. And Brooke, great animation of Brooke like spinning in place, like to face the camera with little like blush marks on his face, on his cheeks. Or what would be his cheeks if he had them? Yo ho ho.
Yo ho ho.
And yeah, he plays plays up to like the first chorus of New World. Actually, I don't even think they get to the chorus.
They don't even get to the chorus. I was like, oh, Brooke's doing a song. I was hoping it was going to be like a new song that they made just for the anime to be like back. But all right, it's New World.
Well,
and
yeah,
they cut it short.
There is a reason why it's New World that we will get to eventually later in the arc. We cut to Gartel Island in the New World where there was an incident. Bartolomeo was trying to sell Straw Hat merch. I think that this like town girl is super cute, and she's like pointing at she's like, hey guys, you might want to look over there, and she's like pointing at the big red-haired pirate flag hanging over the town.
The sign.
yeah, she's tapping the sign. Just so you know whose territory this is. And obviously Bartolomeo takes that as an invitation to burn it. And then later we cut to the future date when Bartolomeo's hands are tied and he's beaten and bloodied and he's kneeling before Shanks, who has to punish him now because Bartolomeo's actions are putting his territory at risk. And so Hongo, everyone's favorite, Hongo in the top
Super
100,
popular character.
Yeah, offers Bartolomeo a chance to repent by giving him a vial of poison that he wants Bartolomeo to give Luffy within a month, and then, make your boss responsible for your actions, basically. But Bartolomeo leaps right into just drinking the poison himself, and then he makes a big emotional plea about, how he'll always love Luffy and he'll always, sacrifice himself for Luffy. But then the poison doesn't kill him. So they're free to just sail off, and they're like, "Well, that was fun." And back on shore, Shanks is just really tickled by their love for Luffy, and Yasopp just kind of like walks in front of Shanks, like, "Hey, boss, like step aside." Crazy, like there's like this split screen of like from Yasopp's like left and right that then like the camera swivels to like merge them before he like readies his shot and blows the Barto Club ship up and sinks them.
That shot's so cool because the shot follows like the bullet for a split second, and you see Bartolomeo's like head turn right at the impact shot. It's really cool. It's really well done.
And we get it seems like they're doing like original eye catches each episode. The intro eye catch is Shanks. The outro or the returning eye catch is Blackbeard and his crew. Just incredible, like kind of camera direction throughout this whole sequence on Full Lead or Beehive, whatever we're calling it. Like the big Pizarro, the big Pizarro.
Pizarro.
Pizarro. what
Pizarro.
Pizarro. Oh no, that was Kizaru in the Kuma flashback.
Eating the pizza.
That's
God, that's like that feels like a rejected One Piece podcast title.
Yeah.
Why don't we call it Pizarro?
Pizarro's eyes are like they're doing lots of weird stuff throughout this episode. But sometimes they're just like sometimes they just twitch because the animators get bored, I think. So we're going into Blackbeard's base, and on the inside we got Blackbeard like manhandling a smaller Pizarro face on the inside of the castle. And he's mad that Kobe was allowed to get away, and Pizarro is like wait, before you get too mad about the Kobe thing, we also lost Moria. And
I don't know why.
What?
See, You know, Zach is a fool because he always is like, "Oh, Moir's dead." And he's like, "No, he's alive." And they talk about it.
But the down in the town, all the pirates they're super excited. They're super fired up. They, like this, all these big news events, all these changing power hands. That's got them excited about to chase after treasure and do lots of piratey stuff, and that's enough to please Blackbeard. Great shot of him like plopping down on his couch, and then like there's this shot of Burgess like arms crossed, leaning back against the window like a door frame, and then like Sanwan Wolf's like eye comes in to look into the window frame, and then that like changes the atmospheric lighting of the scene. Great stuff.
Doesn't he pull Pudding onto his lap too? Like he like grabs her off screen and pulls her.
Like Vasco shot like comes in with Pudding and
Gotcha.
Just like kind of like throws her into Blackbeard's arms, and he's like weirdly like playing with her head like he's gonna crush her like a grape. It's like there's a weird tension, there's a weird energy to it, and she's kind of creeped out, and she's like, "Get your hands off me, you ape."
But give credit to the anime too, because like they're not just like, well, this is where they're. Let's just recreate the spread from the manga. It's like it's incorporating where all these characters are positioned and kind of doing fun things with it, and
it's showing their names and stuff like that. Yeah,
like
and having it play into lighting and other things.
Yes,
which is how one character moves in other, and that's what the anime. That's when the anime is cooking. Is when it's just taking that stuff and just running with it.
Yeah, and it has to like find an opportunity to like include each member of the Blackbeard Pirates into the scene, and like the way that they're kind of like interacting with each other, interacting with the setting, the scenery, is just aces. They're calling up Lafitte on the phone, and he's keeping an eye on the Revolutionary Army as they bomb a shipping company that's trying to deliver goods to Marijoa. So the crew and the Giants and friends, they've been sailing for 2 days trying to get to Elbaph, but they haven't gotten there yet. And now we've got a very freaked out Brook running along the edge of the ship with his little like feet scuttering around, wailing about how the Sunny has gone missing. And the Giants and some of the Straw Hats are still on the giant ship looking for the Sunny. They don't know where it is. What a predicament. That brings us to the cliffhanger of the episode, and then we get the post-credit scene of Nami waking up in a mysterious location, in a strange giant Legoland in her strange, skimpy Viking outfit.
Did we talk about Caribou also, or?
I didn't include him in my notes.
Just Katarina and them show up on the boat with Caribou, and he's like fawning over the island, and then the giant Pizarro hand pulls them onto the island.
Yeah,
I'm so shocked. But One Piece season 2, we're back, baby.
Hell yeah!
One Piece, 100 years.
1157. Nami in a Fix: An Adventure in Block Kingdom, and this includes content from 1127 and 1128. And Nami is trying to remember what happened to her. She like got drunk on the absinthe, and now she's like, I'm in a strange location, and I don't remember changing my clothes. Something's up. And she gets jumped by something, and we're getting like a cutaways to like regular townspeople in this weird, strange Lego city or Lego country, whatever it is we're calling this area. And we got like bees, like man-sized bees attacking people. That's what attacked Nami. But Zeus is zapping the bees and protecting her until she gets sleepy and goes back into his Pokeball. Nami is crying for her friends, like, oh, please help me, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji. I'd even take Usopp at this point. And then she hears Usopp's voice calling for her, Nami, where are you? And she's like, oh, Usopp. She's struggling to walk on the ground. I'm sure the heels don't help, but heels on the giant Lego bumps.
Shot, they lingered on that shot too long. She trips on like the Lego bumps, and she's like, "Oh, I tripped," and she's like, they held it there for like a couple seconds too long. Like, all right, I get it, but come on, guys.
But Ken, she stepped on a Lego. Have some sympathy.
Right.
Nami is startled by the sight of a cute, like porcupine bear thing, and that gets her to back on her feet and running.
A hedgehog?
A hedgehog.
Porcupine bear.
Nami finally.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
just a hedgehog. That's weird.
So she finally finds the source of Usopp's voice, and we're led to spend this part of the episode thinking that Usopp is like calling out to her because he's trying to find her, he's trying to get to her, he's trying to help her. She finds the predicament he's in. He's being eaten by a giant like Cheshire cat with a king's crown, and she's like, "Oh, you think I'm gonna help you, asshole, huh?" And she has to. Now she's being cornered by the hedgehog, and you got Zeus, the grower. Now show her.
Jesus Christ!
Power pull extending into the hedgehog's mouth and zapping him. And then now Usopp is telling us about how he remembers waking up. He saw his outfit in the mirror. We got this kind of funny shot of him like observing his new look so close in the mirror that his like nose is squishing up against the mirror. And then that's when he got attacked by the cat when he was going to go inspect Nami. And so now the cat is chasing them through the castle, and then they eventually reach a dead end on the outside. They're like on a cliff, not a cliff, but the edge of the castle rail. And Usopp just like suddenly gets some liquid courage, believing that the absinthe hallucinations are the cause of their situation. He was being eaten by the cat a few moments ago, but now suddenly he's certain that he's not going to feel a thing.
It's fine.
And the cat just there's a lot of like the cat running and then just crashing into something. That happens like 4 times in this batch of episodes. And then, that knocks him off the castle cliff. That brings us to the eye catch of the episode.
Oh, wait, no, you got to talk about, because Usopp stands like, oh, the cat can't hurt me. And then it's like, boom, boom, like 3 different angle shots of the paw hitting Usopp. I lost my shit. That was hilarious. Before they fall off the edge.
And a lot of characters waking up and wondering how they got into their situation in these episodes too. Nami's waking up from the fallout of this attack, and she thinks Usopp is a skeleton. This is a joke that really works when it's Brook, but it's a little exaggerated when it's Usopp. And then they see the Lion King himself appears above them. And this is when like Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji jump in to save the day, and they all do their respective attacks to take out the lion and turn it back into the cat. And I remember like it is weird how they're like keeping Luffy's eyes covered, like they're like we're gonna discover he's not really Luffy or something in a second. I don't really know what the point of that approach ever was.
I think it's just like the grand intro to like these are their Elbaph looks. Like here's their big like.
I guess
it's a style choice, I think.
And so they beat up the cat, and they're like thinking about whether they should eat him or not. And they're talking about a rabbit that they had and ate earlier that they loved, and they're like, "Well, the cat's probably not going to taste as good as that rabbit, so let's not even bother."
I love when the cat is like turning back from a lion to a cat. It's almost falling on Usopp and Nami just throws Usopp like a shield at where the cat's gonna fall. And then like, I can't believe Usopp died. It's okay, Nami. Usopp would die for you anyway. And Usopp's laying on the ground. I'm not dead. How could you use me as a shield? It's a great scene. There's a lot of comedy in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And now the crew,
a perfect start to an arc.
Yeah.
Now the crew is trying to figure out like what is going on. Is this a hallucination? Have they been turned into giants, and that's why they can wear why they can wear Viking style clothes which they probably wouldn't have in human sizes. Sanji is certain that it's not a dream because there are men around. And
that's right.
He knows that the entire crew isn't in this region because his me radar isn't smelling Robin. And then Nami's just like, "What are you, a dog?" And so they march on ahead and they're singing a little song about Elbaph and thinking about what they're going to find. Episode 1158: A Quest in the Land of Mystery, The Secret of the Sun God. And this is covering chapter 1128. I love this guy, a big burly man riding in on like a big grasshopper motorcycle, like from Strong World. And
feels so important.
It feels so important. I don't know if we ever see him again after this.
And he's never given a name.
He informs them that the land that they're in was created by the sun god, which is interesting because we're like, isn't Nika the sun god? The man says he personally serves the ruler of the castle. They're like, oh, you serve a person? They're like, no, I serve a cat. And the cat's name is Cat. And he's on his way to go feed the needle god. We just got word that our dearest beloved ear god perished in a fire in a nearby town. And the Straw Hats are all, they're all making different funny faces about how guilty they feel for the fact
absolutely covering Luffy's mouth and like there's drool leaking out between his fingers.
Yeah, they don't want to. They're just like one centimeter away from completely implicating themselves in all the horrible things that have happened to all of those animals. And then the guy also says, "Oh, by the way, I'm not telling you this for no reason, but there's don't go that way. It's bad to go that way. The sun god lives there. Nobody's ever gone there and returned. It's just like a huge mess. It's gonna be a huge misadventure for you if you go over there." And Nami's just like, no, don't phrase it like that. Don't make it sound cool to Luffy.
And he's gone.
He's running. Nami very turns around and very cutely apologizes, like, sorry for everything. And the guy is blushing. He doesn't know what she's sorry about yet. Luffy is running and he sees what is obviously his own mirror reflection in the distance. And he's like, "Huh? Who's that guy? He's also in Elbaph clothes. Well, let's just avoid him for now." And then
have you learned nothing from Whole Cake, Luffy?
And that's that makes it pretty clear that he's looking at his own reflection. Eventually, he's crashing into the mirror and breaking through it. The whole sky, the infinite-looking sky, is actually just an illusion, and that behind the mirror is a giant's room, and they can hear Chopper's voice calling out to them. And that brings us to the eye catch of that episode. I like these eye catches that have it's like using the Lego bricks to make a pixel art version of Luffy's wanted poster.
Yes, yeah.
I really liked that one. And they go into the room looking for Chopper, who is just collared to the ground and just scared for his life. And Zoro offers to cut him out of his chains, but it just scares Chopper because he says it in a really intimidating way for no reason. And Nami just lockpicks him out instead, and then Chopper is just crying in her arms and they're hugging. He's like, "Oh my god, Nami, I was so scared. It's okay." And she's comforting him. She's like, "It's okay. You do owe me one, though."
There's a really small animation thing here where she's spinning the needle in her hand that she used to pick the lock. I don't know, just wasn't needed, but it looked really cool for her spinning the needle between her fingers.
They're taking a look at the mirror that they broke through and realizing it's like a special one-way mirror that it reflects on one side and it can be seen through on the other side. And Sanji, he's like, "Wow, what an interesting technology. Hey, Nami, for no reason, can I clean the women's bedroom one day?" And then she just immediately kicks him like, "No, don't." No funny business. Don't go installing one-way mirrors in our room. And so now like snakes and mice and ravens are attacking them in the room, and this is enough to for Luffy to go Gear 5 over. And we're getting like these kind of cutaways to the sun god himself, this big robed man with a deer skull mask on, is approaching the room. Like he doesn't know what he's about to walk into yet. We got a lot of Nami riding around on deer mode Chopper. I feel like we don't see Chopper in this form very often these days. And the quote unquote sun god enters the room, and he's shocked by the sight. Luffy is dawn pistoling the snake, and the crew hightails it out of there. They catch Izcat on the way out, and they jump on him and ride him. And Nami she's found a blueprint, like a map of the Block Kingdom, which is going to be very helpful for them. And
they fleshed out that animal fight a lot more than there was. Like in the manga, it was like one or two panels of like the animals. Like this was a little more of a full on fight, which I kind of liked a lot. Yeah,
it's like the sun god like walks in, and then the fight is already happening, and Luffy's already Gear 5.
They showed it instead, which was cool.
The incensed sun god follows after them, like, I'm not gonna let you get away. 11:59, destroy the miniature garden, escape Block Kingdom. And this is mostly chapter 11:29. The sun god chases after them. Luffy is admiring. Luffy admires the craftsmanship of this Block Kingdom. He's like, oh, I see that this is like a hobby. He put a lot of work into this. He'd probably be sad if we just like busted everything up. So let's be careful with his art.
I wondered, like, is this like out of character for Luffy? Not that it was, this breaks the character. I always thought it was very strange. I'm like, I feel like Luffy would never care. Like,
no, I think Luffy always cares about what other people care about. Like, oh, that flag's important to you. It's important to me. Oh, this dog food is important to you. It's important to me. Like,
are you talking about you, or are you talking about your dog right there, who clearly wants to
both?
Okay, I stand corrected. You read the manga. I guess I don't.
Oh, come on.
But I was also wondering, it's like, is this just Oda just writing himself into Luffy right here? It's like, I like Legos.
That took a long time.
It's easy to imagine that Luffy would like Legos too if he didn't grow up in a windmill.
He'd just be like, I just want to make something now.
Yeah, but he'd make something and he'd be proud of it, even if it was a mess.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually you got Nami tossing the blueprints away because she's basically memorized them, and she's like pointing out to Luffy, like, "Hey, notice that these clouds that you see around? These are just technically it's just cotton hanging from a ceiling." And like Luffy like stretches out, grabs one, squishes it with his hand. He's like, "Yeah, you're right."
Oh yeah.
And I'm like fascinated by what the mechanism is here, as like the sun god has like the scepter with like a hoop shaped like sun design at the end, and like he kind of like reaches out, and I guess like there's a secret little groove where a net is hiding,
retractable net or something.
Yeah, like a retractable net. He's catching Izcat. And this scene is just cool as fucking hell, of Zoro and Sanji, readying up their, the hell hockey and the blue hockey, and just going to town on the metal nets and breaking their way out of it. That was an incredible looking scene. They're back. They're riding on Izcat out of the net, and the sun god is like, "Oh, but that's okay because the ear god is about to catch him."
Sir, about the ear god.
The audience has not gotten to seeing this bunny yet. So now we're seeing the sun god's memory of the ear god. And the ear god looks like a Mario Odyssey mini boss. or like a Mario and Rabbids. Like
It's so funny
bruiser.
because like it almost seemed like dark. Like, man, they ate a rabbit. And then we see what this rabbit looks like. And it's like, he looks like
you feel
looks
less
like one
bad.
of the critters, you know. So it's like, yeah, I guess,
Fucking
Yeah.
monster.
yeah, I guess no loss there.
I just love they show like the burnt crater of where they clearly roasted it
Yeah,
and all
the
the
skeleton.
melted Lego around it. It's so funny.
And at first, the sun god, we think that the sun god's pretty mad about this, but then he just kind of gets swept in emotion. He's like, "Oh, the drama, the highs and the lows," like because he built this like whole like Lego country, and it's all about like role playing with action figures to him.
Yeah, he just stands up and goes fiddle-dee-dee.
Usopp does like a big skull grass explosion to start breaking away more of the mirror.
You mean he sets off a nuke?
Sets off a nuke.
It goes off. It just shows all the buildings like flattening around it. It was so over the top.
And like when the cat crashes, in classic anime fashion, he does have an X-shaped butthole.
Yes.
The sun god, he's just kind of talking to himself out loud about, like he seems to know who the Straw Hats are, and he's imagining them as his little like dolls hanging on strings in front of him. Like they're all part of this like kind of puppet show for him.
I want those dolls.
And he's acknowledging them all by name. He's calling them like ultra rare Luffy, ultra rare Zoro, ultra rare Sanji, ultra rare Nami, ultra rare Usopp.
Which I forgot was like a Stephen Paul joint. Like that was
Yeah, it's
Yes.
like
something he came up with.
like Zoro Tasso or something like that in Japanese, or Uso Tapo Tasso.
Which I feel like can't help but feel like it's in reference, or at least like paying a little bit of an homage to like the popular card game.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I guess like collectible dolls don't really have rarities like cards do.
I don't know. Put it in a slab.
Yeah, I guess.
My PSA 10 Nami doll.
I mean, I made an image with. Well, he had like the card game cards.
Oh, right.
Does he pull them out of like a gachapon machine? And now it's his turn to step on a Lego and trip. And we get this very interesting like widescreen flashback of like how the Sunny got to Elbaph at all, and basically a giant raven brought it to Rodo. We're recognizing him now as Rodo, one of the new Giant Pirates members.
Do the anime only watchers know about Rodo? Because he was a cover story character.
Probably not.
He's been briefly shown when like the new Giant Pirates were mentioned and you see them, but he was never like fully animated.
Gotcha.
He's never
Interesting.
Moved.
Okay.
Know? So he's never moved. He's never talked.
Rodo never moved much.
Yeah, he recognizes the Straw Hats because his boss made Luffy his boss. And he's looking at his little collection here. He flares his nostrils at Nami. And I do like the effect of the widescreen bars. Like you see them fading as we're returning to the present.
That scene was creepy though. It ends with him with it looks like a syringe, but it's full of like that sleeping mist, and he sprays them again for good measure. I'm like, you're a fucking creep, Rodo. I did really not like that at all.
And he notices that the clouds are turning dark, and he's like, "Huh, what's this about?" And then we get this great like pull-out shot of like little Nami standing behind him, because she's readying up her big attack with Zeus, and just a giant, huge thunderbolt. Looks powerful, looks amazing, is animated incredibly. Back on the cat, they're running again. Usopp is yelling at Nami for going too far. This is an incredible little animated bit of just like her looking adorable and proud of herself as like the up and down of the cat running is like lifting them in the frame, and like they're kind of zooming off in the distance as the cat gets further away, and Nami's doing like an Ojo-sama laugh. She's like, oh.
It went viral. This
It
is
went
like,
viral.
Yeah, I saw this everywhere.
it's kind of broke captivity, you know.
And she's like, oh, it's divine retribution. It wasn't me. And it was like, bullshit.
It's just really cute animation, and even like Usopp is really funny, like the way he's animated too. It's a really great scene, like definitely like a standout.
The little laugh is good. Like the voice actors are doing a good job. You have Zoro and Sanji kind of smirking in the background. Like it's amazing. It's such a good scene.
Mm-hmm.
And great shot of like Luffy jumping into the air, and then like while he's like soaring through the sky, he's readying up his mini Gear 4, just his arm is in Gear 4 right now, and he does a gum Kong gun to blow a big giant hole in the mirror ahead of them, and then the final shot is like the camera pushing in on Luffy as he's retracting his arm back, and he's just like looking amazed at the new sights he's about to see outside the Lego world.
How do both you feel about mini Gear 4?
I mean, it's the natural, like the way we already kind of, pushed Gear 3 into like this instantaneous thing he does now. Feels like it's only natural that Gear 4 eventually becomes that too.
I kind of forgot this is something like totally new, and yeah, I mean, it's just like a progression in strength because, like Sam said, like he was able to do this with, Gear 2nd and all that. So
Okay, yeah, it feels so weird to me. Like I feel like nowadays Luffy's either Luffy or he's like Gear 5. So like mini Gear 4, where he's not doing a full transformation, but like I don't know, it just weird.
Yeah, I mean it's Gear 5 is probably what he will go to when it's a transformation, and then the rest of the forms are just kind of like, kits in his toolbox.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Then our final episode of the marathon, 1160, an encounter on the snow field. Loki, the accursed princess. I was instinctively going to call him the princess. Loki, the accursed prince. And this is adapting chapter 1130. And it opens with a very kind of snowy, stormy area. Before we return to the other side of the wall where everything's all bright and colorful. And we have a scene of the giants looking for Luffy and friends on the Great Eric. And eventually, like Frankie just like crosses his arms, just puffs his chest and goes, "Attention!" And then asks for he tells the giants, like, "Hey, you know what? It's okay. You don't have to be looking for him anymore." And you suspect that means that Frankie has figured something out, or that he's like learned about something about their whereabouts. But his logic is basically just like, they're Luffy, he'll be fine. Like don't waste your energy. Just to get to Elbaph, we'll reunite with them eventually. And we got tank top boy shorts. Robin is got me acting up.
Yep.
That's good.
Sam, did you notice the dice in this scene and like all the scenes with them?
I remember. I know that there were dice. What about them?
Just there's a single die on like the table they're at, like all the stuff happening on the giant ship this episode, and it's like in every shot, you're really trying to like look how big this dice is compared to them. Like it felt like they were overusing that one like prop to really sell how small they were. I just didn't know if like I was just paying too much attention to it or not, but
I was not paying much attention to it at all. But
okay,
it definitely was there, and yeah, I think you're right that was kind of a nice size establishment.
Gotcha.
Reminds me of like a really bad joke where it's their bowls of cereal are so big they need a lifeguard. 4 kids would do that. 4 kids would do that.
Absolutely they would.
You know what? I'll go up one more. Live action would do that.
Yeah. Back to Luffy's group. They're now kind of touring the outside of the Lego world, which is like a very dank, very moody, stormy, earthy kind of foresty winter area. And they're amazed by like just the size of the trees and the size of this big giant rickety bridge ahead of them, which Gerd and Goldberg are coming down, and then the Straw Hats just kind of like hide off to the side while Gerd is shit talking Roto, calling him a creep. It's like he's the shame of Elbaph, not Loki. And I like that their like character intro screens have these nice little like almost like patterned scarves.
Mm-hmm.
Gerd is talking to her owl Piper, confirming with the owl, who's not talking but can just like nod and say, yeah, hoot hoot. But Gerd's like, hey Piper, you saw Roto's crow bringing a small ship to him, correct? And the owl confirms.
The owl says, who? And Gerd says, Roto. Who? Roto. Man, I'm just full of the bad jokes tonight.
One of us is an owl. Who?
Stupid.
So the Straw Hats can't really make up their minds if they want to be staying out of sight to these guys or not, because they're probably friends, but they're also just don't want to get into it right now, I suppose. But Sanji's going goo-goo for Gerd, obviously, and that gets Gerd and Goldberg
Sorry.
too.
No, that's another good title.
Goo-goo for Gerd.
But they're like, oh, did you hear something? And then they stop looking and return to their path.
I like how Gerd has a pink axe on her back that matches like her outfit perfectly, and then like later you get a shot of Luffy. The axe he has on the entire time matches his outfit too. Mm-hmm. So I like that everyone in Elbaph has colored axes that match their outfit of the day.
Yeah, probably. Got Nami riding Chopper again, and Chopper's letting her know, like, oh, I'm used to walking on ropes like this. Like, it's just like what happened on Drum.
That was weird. They cut back to Drum and showed him like running on the ropes. Like, okay, I didn't need to read.
It's season 2, Ken. How's anyone
right?
going to remember
the second screen experience?
I like so the eye catches this time. They feel like shipping themed. Like one's like the again with the patterned scarf effect, and one's like a Luffy Nami one, and one's a Sanji Chopper one. And we're back on the ship. Robin is reading a newspaper to the Giants because the text is too small for them to read, and she's filling them in on how the paper is summarizing their participation in Egghead, which Dory and Brogy are obviously interested in, and the narration is cross-cutting with Morgan's like writing the story out, looking like Light Yagami, like, I'll take the bird fruit and eat it.
Oh, he does do that freaking motion, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So Dory and Brogy have had their bounties updated to 1.8 billion each, which they're a little concerned with. They're like, that's a bit much for like we went out for milk and now we're 1.8 billion. This one giant who has like a weird ball sack chin.
I'm glad you noticed this.
Peter Griffin.
No, well, it's like a giant
like,
goiter.
Yeah, they're not really like yeah. It's like if it was a beard, it would look normal.
Yeah, it's like a skin beard.
They're saying this guy should this guy has a face of, oh, you should grow out a beard.
Yeah, yes. Literally.
Well, like yeah, it's like it's like a tanuki like ball sack.
He has a giant like coma in his face or something. I don't know. Like it's really bad.
I don't like him.
It's concerning.
He makes me uncomfortable. Also, the newspaper is saying that Luffy was responsible for killing Vegapunk, which Lilith thinks is funny. She's like, "Oh, Luffy killed me." And Robin is wondering about the X mark on Luffy's arm. She's like, that looks familiar. I feel like this is relevant to experiences I've had from early in my time on this crew. But also she's recognizing the power of Photoshop here. That Luffy's photo is slightly blurry, but the X mark is weirdly sharp.
Robin's like, I was hiding in the cabin when I saw them all raise their arms at one point during Alabasta. Don't know what they were doing, but...
Yeah, it's like that thing I saw them washing off in the sink afterwards.
Exactly. They were all talking about it.
Luffy is having the time of his life as he's like jumping into snowbanks and stuff. And I really love how like warm the colors on Luffy look here. Like, I don't know if it's just like he's just popping from the kind of dreary landscape.
Yeah.
Or like it feels like they turned the saturation up a little bit just for this.
Oh, they might have.
It just has a very warm, very like crispy burnt flavor to it. And this is happening as the giants are like explaining the complicated relationship between Haruden is like the illegitimate son of the king. He stayed behind because there was a business at Elbaph that needed some of the young blood to take care of, and that's why they're not with the rest of the giants on the Great Eric. We see Haruden, trudging through the snow, getting into fights with like weird like lizard deer things. We also learn that the king had another legitimate son, Loki, and we get a cool abstract version of Loki of him like defeating all the other giants. It's like halfway between. It's like not exact. It's not what his original silhouette looked like, but it's still like kind of different enough from his real appearance that it kind of feels like a midpoint.
And monstrous. Yeah.
So Luffy is getting circled by wolves, but he's not all that bothered by it. He keeps moving, getting lost in these woods.
The editing of this scene is really well done because the narration continues over the entire sequence, and like Luffy's wandering through the woods, like the wind is blowing, but the narration keeps going. It keeps coming back to the Straw Hats on the ship, back to Luffy. It was really well done that it couldn't have been conveyed this way, like panel to panel in the manga.
I was quite breathtaken with the bit of Haruden is like fighting the monster in the woods. And like the gust of air from his attack like kind of covers the screen, and then that is a transition for like a bird to like swoop in, and we're now seeing like a beautiful establishing shot of Elbaph.
Yes.
In general, and seeing the parts of Elbaph that aren't snow covered, like it really makes the island feel huge. Like on over here in the mountains, it's snowy. Here on the beach, it's like kind of summery. Just like really, really establishing the atmosphere and like the kind of beautiful, fantastical scenery. I thought that was great, and then also that contrasted with like the weird, dark feeling of Loki chained up. He's got a very intense design. He's got a very intense circumstance with the blindfold and the chains, but he's like kind of smiling and being kind of smug about it. And we're like, getting our we're trying to get our bearings on like who this guy is and whether we're supposed to be afraid of him or if we're supposed to think he's cool, like a good guy. Luffy's just kind of like happening upon him on accident. He's not privy to any of the narration, obviously. So it's just like a really very cool, like, what is going to happen? Like, what are we supposed to feel right now? Kind of circumstance. And Luffy and Loki have an exchange. Like, Loki gets a decent bit of dialogue at the end here. And he's voiced by Yuichi Nakamura, Satoru Gojo himself. And he's like, I am the sun god, Loki. Dun, 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 to be continued. General thoughts on the beginning of Elbaph so far?
It's great to have One Piece back. I especially loved like the Nami attack episode, but also like the first episode. Great choice to go back and reanimate some of the stuff from Little Garden. The Bartolomeo stuff was really good. Just the tone of that was exceptional. It's been fun so far. I definitely, I would be remiss if I didn't point out, because I think some people were under the wrong impression. They didn't read all the fine print when they thought, oh, the pacing. Can you imagine pacing with One Piece now that season? I was like, whoa. They never said that they were gonna pick up the pace here. So they're
not going to be less than a chapter per episode for sure.
Yeah, like it's crazy to me we're in an era where
there's
there's no recaps. It's just
true.
You just jump into the episode.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that.
It's a crazy time, but I still feel like the pacing is very similar to, like the Egghead stuff, but now we don't have like we haven't gotten like any chopper specials or
or the recaps or
just clip shows. Even like Egghead didn't have long recaps either.
Yeah.
So
Egghead had a lot of clip shows, and I'm guessing we're not going to be seeing those at all, or maybe very much more infrequently at least.
They've been entertaining on dub rewatch, especially the ones with Bartolomeo in it, because now I think a new thing we'll say around the household is that Marco the freaking Phoenix? So really looking forward to Bartolomeo getting some more time before he gets blown up. So I look forward to hearing that in English. But no, it's been awesome so far. The vibes have just been so it's like springtime fresh. I think just with the fact that we're entering a country that worships the sun god, this just feels so much. The vibes of this is just warm rays of sunshine, and I guess especially coming off of the end of Egghead, where it was just very smoke, smoke filled skies from like an island being annihilated. Smoke. But it's been fun, and to me, it's like the number one appeal for One Piece for me is the Straw Hats, and seeing the Straw Hats do some fun stuff together at the beginning of an arc, it's chef's kiss. So it's been a very entertaining watch so far.
Ken?
Yeah, I've been loving it so far. Again, that Nami electrifying Roto and then laughing on the back of his cat, like we said earlier, like it broke out of containment and went everywhere. Like it's I need like 1,000 more of those moments. Like it was so well animated and really brought out like personality. Again, like we haven't had this focus on the Straw Hats in such a long time. Like Vegapunk's like message in Elbaph, like it was all about the cameos and the wider island, like everything going on. This has just been the Straw Hats for the most part, and it's been great. It looks really good, and I can't tell if like, is the animation quality that much better than it was before the break? I'm like, I can't really tell, but it looks really good. And the fact that first episode was so confident to not have the opening sequence and just, hey, let's go in. Here's a recap of where all the Straw Hats, all the Blackbeard Pirates, like here are all the major players that you need to focus on going forward. It looked great. The Legoland like mini arc is like it's fun and like they got through it pretty quickly in a couple episodes. But I'm really excited to see Loki in action and hear more, because like that little bit we got the last episode of Loki was so good. I love the Loki stuff in general. I like seeing Elbaph and those big wide shots they showed of like the cannon sticking out of Elbaph, the giant sword sticking out, and like the scale of things. Like it's really, I'm just excited to see more. They're doing a really good job in general.
Yeah, I really enjoyed these episodes a lot. I like the Legoland stuff. I'm of two minds of, because it feels like it's so trivial for us to have spent like 4 or 5 episodes there. But also like I do appreciate that I kind of had a much clearer idea of like what the like that this whole arc is just kind of on ramping us into the rest of the arc, and it's just kind of its own little confined. I don't know, like I found it very kind of confusing to follow in the manga, where like in the anime, like I felt like, okay, I get what what the story is doing. I get like exactly what where our expectations on the stakes here are supposed to be.
I just remember us being very befuddled in those early chapters, especially when there was art inconsistencies and
you're just trying to like make sense of like what is our takeaway of this supposed to be right now.
We had crazy like, oh, is this a hallucination? Are they imagining this? Is this Elbaph? Is it not Elbaph? Like in hindsight, once you see all the pieces, like okay, it's a clever little like mini contained story. But when we first read that, we had no idea what was happening. It was very disorienting.
And I thought the fifth of these, the most recent of these episodes, the last episode we just did, I thought that did such an incredible job of like laying down the vibe, laying down the atmosphere, laying down the intrigue with Loki. Like I think if I was watching the anime for the first time, not as a manga reader, like this introduction to Loki would have been like, whoa, dude. Like I think the vibes are immaculate. And I really, really appreciate that. I think it's heightening the Elbaph arc a lot.
Oh yeah.
What was that, Steve?
Even just in that most recent episode, like the wind howling, like the wind blowing throughout the entire episode, like I felt like a chill. There's a little bit of character acting too, where Sanji takes off his cloak and puts it around Nami because like she's like cold. When Luffy's standing on like the edge of like the rope bridge, listening to like the howling in the wind, he can tell that someone's screaming in the wind. It's not just the wind blowing. Like there's a lot of little stuff like that. Like it really added to that episode.
Same. One Piece is at its best when it feels like an adventure. So,
all right. Anything else you guys would like to comment on before we move on and close the episode out?
All really good here, Sam.
Yeah, season 2 is great so far.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for everyone's patience while I got myself out of this funk to get this anime recap ready and to sitting here and listen to me narrate for 10 episodes worth of recap. All right. Thank you, guys. Let's move on.
Thank you, Sam. It was nice to kind of get the band back together for this. Yeah.
Not a small feat. So thank you so much for taking your time for this.
All right. Let's move on.
This has been the One Piece Podcast, episode 917 for May 4th, 2026. Sam, thank you so much for your anime recap that you've just done.
My voice is sore.
Yes. That's one thing we could say for sure as we sit here right now. That your voice is sore. Sam, where can people find you?
They can find me on Blue Sky at LCSam.
Steve, where can people find you?
SteveYurko.com, social media, Steve Yurko. Listen to me on ProZD Plays Games. Listen to me on 4Kids Flashback.
Yes. What was the name of the train game that you played this week? I do highly recommend
Train Sim World 4.
World 4. I'm sorry. That episode was extremely funny. Ken,
if you like seeing trains move,
don't watch.
Check out another playthrough.
Sorry, don't know why. I just start crying immediately thinking of it. Ken, where can people find you?
You can find me anywhere online under KonKing01, and make sure to check out the One Piece Art collab on Blue Sky at opcollab.bsky.social.
Thank you everyone for listening. You can find me ZachLogan.com on Blue Sky, OnePiecePodcast.com, OnePiecePodcast.com, anywhere you go online. One Piece Podcast, anywhere you get your podcasts, youtube.com/One Piece Podcast. Please subscribe, rate, and review there. So I think next week we'll be back with our manga recap, but before we go, Ken, I don't know these results. I have stayed in the dark. We have a Glup Shitbeard tournament going on to celebrate the people who are not celebrating the WT100.
It's the exact opposite of the WT100.
Except Rockstar.
Except Rockstar, but he's gone at this point, so.
That's
all right.
Spoilers.
Well, that was last week.
Not spoilers.
Yeah, he's already gone.
Okay.
Okay, the results from the previous week are Whoop Slap beat Red King 24-12. Or Lumbus beat Lime Juice 27-9.
What a name.
Chuji beat Moosey 19-17. That was a very close one.
The Battle of the Animals.
Justice for Moosey. Wow.
Chuchi's great.
Sarfunkel beat King Hamburger 18-17.
That was
another
my
very
vote.
close one.
I did that.
Peek at the Crotch beat Fishwoman Nami 18-17.
Wow.
Again,
wow.
very close.
I lost that one, yeah.
King Bomb beat Bogard 22-14.
That's good.
The Satanist beat Josh 18-17.
Wow, Josh.
Very close. Poor Josh.
What did Josh say? At least I got beaten by Satan. That's true.
Yeah. And then Charlotte Moscato, Minister Gelato beat Little Orange Jr. 20-15.
And who do we have next week in the...
All right, so the pairings this week, which are already live, make sure you join our Discord and vote. These are already up, and you can vote right now. We have Whoop Slap versus Orlumbus, Chuji versus Sarfunkel, Peek at the Crotch versus King Bomb, and the Satanist versus Charlotte Moscato, Minister of Gelato.
Ooh, come on, Satanists. Let's go fighting Satanists. My local team.
The Fighting Satanists.
The Fighting Satanists. For those who don't know, we voiced the Satanists. In the dub, not in the sub, unfortunately. Any thoughts on our current bracket for the Glup Shitbeards? Anyone?
Justice for Moosey.
Okay.
I think Chuji's a better choice for a Glup ship beard than a Moosey
Really?
is, though.
What?
I think so.
What has Chuji actually done, really?
That's the point, though. I think the less they've done, the more gluppy they are.
I think a Glup
But the more they do, the more shitto they are.
A shitbeard could only be described as, if you ask any regular normal fan of One Piece, who is this character? They go, who the fuck is this character? I have no idea.
I think like if I was having a discussion with my brother who's read the whole series,
yeah,
and I just like offhandedly mentioned like, oh, Vice Admiral Strawberry, he'd be like, who?
Yes, that's why they're
like, you know the guy, the guy with the really tall head. He'd be like, oh, you know his name?
Yeah, that's a Glup ship.
Yeah, but if I said Chuji and then someone's like, who? Oh, you know that small little mouse in the 2 episodes of Onigashima that Sanji saved from the woman, and like that mouse has a name? Yes, it's Chuji. Like that's prime right there. Where I think most people remember the moose that fought in the Coliseum of Dressrosa.
Moose.
Like that at least. Oh.
Moose.
Yeah, how
Moosey.
How
Moose.
well do they know him, Ken?
Moose.
Apparently better than I do.
Moose.
He's not a moose. I'm sorry.
Moose.
Okay. Most of my horses
Steve,
are out of the race, so
I thought you were going to say something.
I just cast my votes now. See what happens.
Who was your horse in this one?
Like Pearl.
Who was the original horse you had in this one?
I feel like I don't know. Maybe Peek at the Crotch can go all the way.
I voted Fishbone in all the way, I think. Maybe Peek at the Crotch. Maybe Peek at the Crotch.
It's all in the name. It's all in the name.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to see where this finally all lands. It's been very divisive across every round so far.
Everyone now hates each other on the Discord, but please join. That'll do it for the One Piece podcast. Sam, huge thank you for doing the amount of episodes that you did this week. We'll see you next week for a manga recap. Bye, everyone. Fuck ice. Goodbye.